And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edminston and C.J. Hertz on AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by Mid-South Power Distributors. All things diesel for over 26 years. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and C.J.
Woo! Yeah! We're already off to an unbelievable start here. In the Family Leisure Studio, Sports 56 Mornings, Peter Edminston with you alongside the one and only C.J. Hurt!
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
It seems, do you have all the lights on in there? It seems a little dark, a little dark in there.
I don't know if you know this or not, but yeah, the lights don't go off in this studio.
Well, they did. They look a little dimmer for some reason. I don't know.
No, they're all on. They're all on. I'm looking at the light bulbs, making sure none have blown out. They're all on.
Okay. Well, that's all I need to know. And you know what else? We have to say good morning to the outlaw of the group. He's fully clad in his mask. And I think the Deacon looks different. That's all I can say.
Get over here.
He does have a Sub-Zero scorpion kind of thing going over there.
Reptile thing happening, yeah.
Reptile. The first one I think of is Sub-Zero.
The first one is Scorpion for me, but there's like 8 of them that have that.
Get over here.
That's so cool. The little thing shoots out his hands. He attaches onto you and pulls you back. When's the last time you played Mortal Kombat? Because it has gotten graphic.
Yeah, the new one I played is it was always quite graphic.
Oh, they weren't showing bones being ripped out of bodies.
No,
they weren't showing the trauma to the head when you hit them.
But they would have if they could have. They
True.
just didn't have the graphical technology.
True.
And you're talking about they would just rip the head and spine would be. I mean, come on.
Yes.
That
Oh
wasn't
my
exactly,
God, that's outstanding. Just reach
burning
through the
people
sternum and pull it out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. To pull the heart out. All that. No, we were still pretty.
I'm
intense.
thinking about the very first one, which was just blood going everywhere.
Yeah. And if you had it on Super Nintendo, you couldn't get any blood because they didn't do it. So it was just sweat everywhere. Which didn't work out.
You could do that feature on the Sega. That's the only
on
way
the
I was
Genesis, but you had to put in the code.
Yeah, that was the only way I was allowed to play it. My parents wouldn't let me play it if the blood was on. I had to play with the sweat on.
ABACABB, I think, is what it's Abacab. There was a code. I'm pretty sure
that sounds like the Aladdin code to skip levels. No, it was up down. Never mind. Yeah, because there was up down in there somewhere.
So anyway, he is the Deacon. He misspelled my name right out of the gate on the putting the stream out there. So that's it's off to a good start today.
Your name is 4 letters.
My name is what?
5 letters. Yes, the show is going to be great today.
Woo! Oh boy. Oh
that
boy.
That can't spell, I can't count. Let's get it.
Wow. And it's my last name. The first name he did okay with. The first name's pretty easy. Peter, you can pretty much most people can handle that. It's the Edminston that is a little tricky, but he's been doing it for a while now. So that's where I'm just kind of struggling a little bit. But nonetheless, listen, hey, here's the deal. He's Zach. He's taking his mask off for some reason. I'm not sure why you had your mask on, and now I'm not sure why you're taking it off. But ladies and gentlemen, the Deacon of the Dollar, he'll show up wearing a mask, and if you try to take his money, he'll get in your ass.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is Zachary Boyd. Zach, what's going on this morning? How are you?
It's been a long night, y'all.
A long night doing what? Nothing is open. What are you talking about?
No, because I was up late again because I took my afternoon, early evening nap.
Yeah, the early evening sleep. Yes.
Yeah, and I was up like 1 o'clock again. I was trying to find something to put me to sleep. at one point I was literally watching like track meets, U.S. Olympic track meets for like 3 straight hours. By the way, I recommend watching it. It is like it is like the best thing to is if you just want to go watch U.S. dominance in track and field, I highly recommend you watch it. Just go on YouTube, just click on track, like any year, London, Rio, Beijing.
I thought those were all Bolt's years, where Bolt was the big storyline.
Yeah, he was, but the relays and the it's mostly the relays. Those are the ones that I kind of thoroughly enjoy, like the 4x1, the 4x2, the 4x4, 4x8, like those type of relays I thoroughly enjoy because I just love watching them kind of just run circles around their opponents.
Each other, run circles around each other.
Yeah, just it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You're definitely the Rose of the group, Zach. Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like you're sort of Blanche, and he's Rose, and I'm Dorothy.
Yeah, the listeners are Sophia because we never know what
that's
Sophia's going to do or say. So yeah, I think
they should have a race where you run, and then somebody's running circles around the person while they run.
Oh, while they're running circles.
Yeah.
And give them points for every circle completed.
Like the moon and Earth kind of thing, or the
orbit race. Okay.
The orbit race, yeah, solar system.
Okay.
And
I like that.
Because we have only 8 planets now, because Pluto got demoted.
Boo.
Then dude, Pluto deserved to be demoted.
Pluto did not deserve to be demoted.
Yeah, it did.
No, it did.
It's a dwarf planet.
It's a dwarf who?
It's a dwarf planet. It's
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not a planet.
That's a planet.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's a dwarf planet. It's
Okay.
a different deal. Dwarf planets are tiny, like so small. The Pluto's tiny. Now it's big for a dwarf planet, so it's got that going for it.
I'm just saying. Back in my day, when planets
Your day
were
was
planets, no, the good old days of the solar system, Pluto was a planet.
Listen, you can say what you want about it, and that's fine. I got no problem with that. But ultimately, the science doesn't back you up on this one, okay?
Science, Who needs that?
Mm-hmm. Science schmience. So the thing is, if you brought Pluto back, just remember, and it's obvious here that if you brought Pluto back, then you'd have to have a 10th planet, because there was a planet, I think it's I forget, Eris or something like that. But that was the reason why Pluto got demoted to begin with.
Dry snitching ass Eris. Tattletelling on Pluto. Pluto's in this thing, and Eros is like, nope, wait a second.
Eris.
Not
Eros. Not the god of
I
love.
thought it was God. Because all the planets are named after the gods.
No.
Aren't they?
Eris. No, Eris.
Eris? Okay.
Eris.
Except
And
for Earth.
Eris is bigger than Pluto and further out. And so if you bring Pluto back in the game, then you got to bring Eris back with it, which then would be the 10th planet of our solar system. So you can either have 8 or 10. You can't have 9 anymore. 9 is done. 9's out of the mix. It's over.
Texter has texted in on the First Bank text line already, 67129 on there. If you haven't texted before, you got to text 56 join one time and then locks you in. Oh, yeah, I should have paused. Text it in one time. And it locks you in and you're good to go. I thought after a complete uprising in the entire scientific community that Pluto was grandfathered in.
No. Listen, anybody who's a parent of kids my kid's age knows that when you're teaching them, they only get 8.
How many oceans are there now?
I mean, I think there's still just the 4, but
I thought we got rid of the Arctic.
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, technically you could, I guess, but I think we're still keeping, because it's got some distinct characteristics down there. 4 oceans, 7 seas. I don't know. I just know the planets. We got 8.
Okay.
I learned, Vim Schnupp, but these kids are just learning Vim Schmuck.
Oh, okay.
So you just kind of understand. Or again, like I said, if you want to throw in the Eris on the end, I guess it's okay. But if you ever look and see how big these 2 planets are compared to Neptune, no, they don't belong.
So Neptune, I thought Uranus was the last one now. Okay, so Neptune is.
Watch yourself.
What?
Just be careful. Yeah. You heard what you said. Don't be talking about me.
Name it.
Don't be talking about me like that.
Planets. I don't know what's happening.
I
thought it went.
It's not that kind of show, CJ.
Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus.
Again, not that kind of show. Stop.
Okay.
Uranus is not. I know it's hard to believe, but Uranus is not the end of space. It's not the end of it.
Okay. That was my thought.
You're thinking of anatomy, where Uranus is the end of it, but it's not. In this case, it's not.
Oh. Okay.
No, different deal. Neptune. Now their orbits will kind of cross every now and then, but in general, Neptune is your furthest planet out. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Saturn. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and then Pluto and Eris if you want to, add them in. But they're dwarf planets, tiny little, like this big. I'm on the streams like that big. Neptune is like this compared to. Pluto is like that. It's very small. Basically, it's the size of the room that you're in.
That's bigger than this room, isn't it?
No, you could just walk. You could basically.
I could just walk around Pluto.
You could grab Pluto and just put it in your pocket.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. This tiny little thing. It's like the fun size planet. It's like a souvenir planet. If anyone's visiting the solar system, they can grab Pluto on the way out as like a little visiting kind of a little souvenir. Hey, you were in the solar system. Grab that on the way out. Have fun with it.
Okay.
Are you learning? You look like you're intensely.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to check these orbits out. Because I was not joking when I said what I said. I thought Neptune came before. But
no, I believe that you weren't joking. I also believe you were wrong.
Yes, Neptune's orbit is so weird. My gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody else is just going around in a circle, and then Neptune comes about and just doing like extra stuff with his extra ass. I forgot about the asteroid belt.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. Once you start digging in, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of interesting astronomy stuff going on. We got somebody who knows about getting out there and deep thoughts, thinking big, being out in space. Rob Fisher joining us at 9:00.
Rob been out getting it in the garden too.
Oh, and he's sort of the impresario behind Keegan Sports. He's sort of the
she gets buckets.
Yeah, she's definitely out there making it rain, proverbially speaking. And I did my Keegan Sports appearance, which is exciting. And when is she? She hasn't asked you yet, huh?
No, not yet. Not yet.
That's disappointing.
Well, I'm only a C- Memphis level celebrity. Just solid A. So it takes some time to work its way through.
She's got like people from around the. She's got. We're talking the heavy hitters. She had some of the Predators former goalie and like or former St. Louis Blues goal. She's bringing in some big guns here.
So it'll take her some time.
Not
to
just
get
locally. Not just locally. She had Marcus All on, for crying out loud.
Yeah. So it'll take her some time. She's getting the A-listers around the nation.
When will we know that she's about to bring you on? Like what sort of person would be on that would be in your neighborhood of celebrity?
What, some type of person?
Yeah.
I think that if she had one of the developmental league members of 3-6 Mafia, I think she went to one of them. If she pulled one of them out, it'd be like, okay, it's my turn next. One of those Mafia members.
What about like a John Conchar?
No, that's still up there.
Okay.
That's still up there.
What about like a
maybe Yuta? Like maybe around Yuta?
Okay.
Look, right. Yuta's up there too. Yuta's
I think
way more than
Japan.
Conchar. Yeah.
Yuta in Japan, man. If you let me tell you something. You tweet or you write anything about Yuta, and buddy, it's going all the way live in Japan.
Yeah.
I got the heavy hitters from Japan following me for some reason. Just on the off chance that I ever tweet anything about Yuta.
I don't know, man. I really do feel like when she takes that step over to the G League of 3-6 Mafia, it'll be like, okay, it's my turn. Maybe even if she.
You think she's gonna interview the regular 3-6 Mafia?
Yeah. Certainly, most certainly that's gonna happen. Maybe like a Benny
like
Boat ride on the Hustle. Like maybe then it'd be like, okay, that's
all right.
That's about where I'm at. Okay, it's time. Like no,
like a Mark Goodfellow situation, or
ooh, I don't know, man. No, Goodfellow is certainly an A-level celebrity in these streets. Like, you know Mark Goodfellow when you see him. We've seen those commercials. Man got bars.
No. I'm not going to accept that. Maybe she can, maybe she could get some more information here on exactly when we're going to get Bone Thugs versus 3-6 Mafia, the battle that has been
I have no
threatened
clue.
for 2 weeks now, and we got nothing. We got no information. I looked online this morning to see if there's any updates. I've got the alerts coming in now. Nothing. Like, nobody is saying a word about this. We just forgot. We just forget. Everyone's like, forget about it.
Just announced it and then nothing.
And no one seems that upset about it, frankly.
I looked at for it
I'm upset
yesterday.
about it.
I am also. Like, that one should be fun. That one should be fun.
I'm upset about it, but no one seems to care. So that's fine. We're gonna talk to Fish coming up at 9 o'clock. We're gonna spin the wheel of conversation today. We're going to unleash some very thoughtful takes. We're gonna unleash some real dumb ones too, probably. I would imagine. I mean, I don't know.
Hopefully.
That's just kind of what we do.
It takes so much effort to think.
As you mentioned earlier, what do you do really? I mean, I'm more. I'll do the thoughtful takes.
Okay,
and then you can
good.
just kind of
Good.
And
I don't
Zach
feel like
can,
thinking today.
Zach can do kind of whatever Zach's gonna do.
He's moving now.
What kind of takes are you gonna? What do you got today? Are you asleep? Is that? I know it's a tough night. You're watching track all night or whatever. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
I'm just scrolling through Twitter right now.
How's that working out for you? It sounds about right. That's I think you nailed it right there. 67129, as you guys mentioned, you need to, if you've not joined the text team yet, please join our text team. It is merely a formality. Something you have to do. It is not, we don't text you anything. You're not like joining a club or anything like that. It's just simply a way that you have to lock in your phone with our system. So you simply, if you've never texted us before and you want to, first thing you got to do is text 56-JOIN, 56-JOIN to 67129. That's our text number, 67129. Do it one time.
One time.
And you're locked and loaded. You never have to do it again. Then you can text us anytime you like with any comment, wise or dumb. Doesn't matter. We accept all kinds. We get all kinds, and we appreciate all kinds. 67129. You can also dial us up at 360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. You come right into that Family Leisure studio where we happen to be broadcasting from, and we bring it. We say, look, we appreciate it. You can call and you can talk to Zach right now. Look, I mean, Zach's scrolling through Twitter. He's waiting for you. He wants to talk to you. Zach will be happy to have a conversation with you about some random thing, if that's what you're into, this morning. So I don't know. It's really up to you at this stage. But we are of course doing this thing live, and we are all of us trying to kind of figure out and get a feel for what's happening around the sports world, because I got to tell you, CJ, there's no unanimity. There's no togetherness that I can tell from a lot of these leagues and a lot of these groups, from college to pros. And you know what? I don't know why we expected there to be a unanimous front or any kind of an agreement, because quite frankly, these schools and these teams and these organizations are taking after the country as a whole. There is no unanimity from the country on how we are handling this. We are not together as a nation. We are very much 50 individual states, but really more like 7 or 8 regions of states that are doing our own thing without much coordination or guidance from the federal government. And it's not working particularly efficiently. And I think the same thing will be true for sports. Why, there doesn't seem to be a cohesive plan. I know some of these leagues, and we'll talk about the specifics of baseball's plan because their specifics are coming out. The NBA had an extensive talk with their owners yesterday, and they prefer to call them the governors of the team, but just call it owners. The owners, they had a conference call yesterday with Adam Silver, and again, we're still somewhat up in the air about how that's going to all play out. all these leagues. I heard nothing for the NHL. Now that's probably because I'm just don't care about the NHL. But I've heard nothing about the NHL. And it's not necessarily even in the United States. I mean, it's the same thing with. There is going to be soccer returning in Germany this weekend, but like the Premier League is still huge controversy about how they're going to restart. So I guess the idea that we could find connection and unanimity in these plans between players, owners, and everyone else, and all the rights holders, and that it's not happening for us as a country. So I guess there's really no reason to expect that it would happen for them either.
No, and so that means that just because you see one league opening up or restarting doesn't mean that other leagues will follow suit. That just because one league has one type of plan, like the MLB, like you said, is going to continue to unveil parts of their plan. Just because that is the MLB's plan won't mean that is a plan that'll be anything close to similar to the NBA or NFL or college sports later on down the line. It is going to be uncomfortable initially to whenever because we seem hell-bent on getting these sports up and running. It's going to be uncomfortable whenever the first couple of weeks of these sports are going to take place from is it really safe for everybody to be out there standpoint for me. But these leagues don't want to continue to lose out on money. They want to put products out there. Fans are thirsting for something sports-related to watch. So I feel like it's an inevitability that we will get some of these sports. The question is it going to be safe, and how many people are going to really sit down and feel comfortable watching it? That is the question that I have going forward.
I mean, that's the thing, and there's some discussion here, and up next I'll get into it a little bit. That we talk about this magical thinking that has kind of pervaded some segments of the response to this, and I think you're seeing it in a little bit of what happened yesterday from the NBA in particular. So we'll talk about that next. In the Family Leisure Studios, this is Sports 56 Mornings. Peter and CJ with you. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
The landscape is so beautiful at Town Village Audubon Park. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Pros. Lowe's wants to help you keep working. That's why we're open for pro business hours 6 to 7 a.m. Monday through Saturday. You'll find the quantities you expect with dedicated pro associates and loaders to help you get what you need fast and load you up curbside. Now, more than ever, we know you need to win every single bid. You can count on Lowe's for special values on pro-trusted brands and savings when you buy in bulk. Save yourself a trip by shopping Lowe'sForPros.com, where we can ship thousands of items to your doorstep or to the job site. Lowe's is open and pro-ready.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Periscope. Don't miss out on anything. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 on social media. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edminston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Mid-South Power Distributors. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Pulled up to the church, but I got so nervous, had to back it on up, couldn't make it to the service. Grabbed all the cash underneath my mattress, got a real good feeling, something bad about to happen.
What's our plan here?
Country.
Just country? Did we do country Wednesday? Did we do women of country last Wednesday?
No.
Thursday? We've definitely done women of country recently.
I think it was. How long you been back, Zach?
This is my second week.
So about 2.5
You
weeks
did.
ago.
So
I
you
did.
did
I
women
did.
of country.
Yeah.
See, Zach didn't know that. That's fine. That's no problem. Give me some 80s country, though. Give me some, like, a little more, older school. Give me some more classic country.
Classic country.
I don't want C-pop here,
What?
Wait, what?
That's country pop, C-pop instead of K-pop.
Oh, okay.
This is sort of popish, like, hey, I'm doing country, but actually it sounds like pop. Boogaloo. I want the, I want the.
That sounds like a banger.
It is pretty good. It is pretty good, I gotta say. It sounds like I'm doing country, but actually I'm doing pop is the name of my new song.
Oh.
Going to be a beautiful day today. High going to get close to 80, whereas yesterday, I don't even think we got to 60. It was very strange taking the kids out for a recess and having to throw on a jacket in the middle of May. It was a little bit strange, but going to be back to normal, a little more muggy, sadly. The humidity is back, baby. If you were missing it, you were like, man, I hate it that I can walk outside without sweating. Well, good news. We got that. We got the humidity back, baby. So enjoy that today. Humidity all the way up into the 90% range. No rain expected until the weekend, but it is expected throughout the weekend.
Yeah, I guess I got to cut the grass today. Then I think this is the last chance I got.
I think today or tomorrow. You may be okay. You may be able to slide.
Maybe
in
I can
tomorrow.
slide it in tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it off tomorrow and hope that it rains. So there we go.
If you're just gonna hope it's rain, just don't do it.
I can't not do it. I have to I have to lie like I have a plan to my wife.
Your yard. How big is your yard?
It's not big.
Well, then mow it. It takes you. You guys walk anyway. You might as well walk with a mower in front of you. It's not like you're.
Nah, true.
It's not that hard to, I don't love mowing the yard either, but I'm just saying, like, it's you just put a mower in front of yourself and there you go.
Walk back and forth.
Yeah, walk back.
The view in my backyard is not that great. It's just my neighbor's house. Like, I don't like that view. If it was a better view, like I'd be out there.
You got to put on some like noise canceling earbuds and listen to a little music and just kind of go about your business.
Noise canceling earbuds, he says. How much are those, Big Bank? 50, 60 cajillion thousand?
I got earbuds. I got a little Sony pair, and they're not even really technically noise canceling. They're just tightly fit, so they cancel the noise just because they fit in my ears tightly. They're like $20, $30. It's nothing major.
Okay, I might have to mess it
The
up.
deacon understands what I'm talking about.
No. Like
that's a lot of money, isn't it,
like,
Zach?
No, that's not much money at all for
because
Zach. That's what I'm saying. That's nothing for Zach. Zach's earbuds cost probably $200, $300.
Yeah, the ones I got right on my ears. Like I spent like $200 on.
Big bank over there.
See, I told you.
But that was like a
told
couple years ago, and it was like necessary because I had to go to work the next day. So it was necessary. At the same time, it benefits. It's great. But CJ, like,
see what I'm talking about? I told you, CJ. You're like, there's no big bank. The real big bank is this guy over here.
Deacon. I forgot it was Deacon Stacks over there. My bad.
No, if you actually want some quality headphones with the noise cancellation, it's going to be about $100 to $200.
Yeah, it's going to cost you, but it's worth it. Quality matters. You got to find the right mix, especially when you're mowing your yard. You can block out all that stuff. It makes it a lot easier. Because otherwise you have to crank your headphones up to like 1,000, which is going to hurt your ears and not be safe. So get something that blocks out all that noise, and then you can listen to your headphones at a normal level. Thank you. But you get your yard taken care of. Don't let it get crazy.
No, I can't.
It's we got tick season coming.
Is there a tick season? I didn't know there was. I thought ticks were just out there all the time.
Nope.
It's certainly slug season. I saw a slug making his way trying to meander around my house late last night.
You got a slug in your house?
Yes. Yeah. It happens. This time of the year, they crawl in through the back porch.
Do you shut the door, or does it just...
No, Peter, I sleep with the door wide open. Yes, the door is shut. They crawl in the space.
Get a bigger door.
Oh, okay.
The door's got to completely seal off. You need like a vault door, basically. You'll be having slugs get in your house. That's disgusting. Nasty.
Yeah. So
I saw one time. It's been a long time.
One time? You've only seen one slug in your life?
In my house? Yeah.
Okay.
Once. I've seen plenty of slugs.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
There's one on my wall. I was like, what in the world? I did not know what. I did not care for that at all. So we're talking about the returns to action. That's been there's a ton. It was like just a glut of return information that hit the streets yesterday. Various teams, various organizations, kind of. You mentioned slug meandering its way into your house. Everyone's sort of meandering their way towards finality, but we're starting to get in a little bit of a time crunch with a lot of these situations. Baseball's talks about how they're kind of targeting 2.5 weeks before they have to make some kind of a decision, because otherwise you're not going to be able to squeeze in even an abbreviated season. The NBA, Adam Silver is thinking about that same thing. And it was interesting because the owners' call yesterday with Adam Silver, according to Woj, they left the meeting feeling, quote, increasingly positive about the league's momentum toward a resumption of play this season. There have been conversations with the Players Association about their desire to restart the season. But this is where I start to kind of – I think at this point in the conversation, everybody's in agreement. We'd rather start the season. The players would rather restart the season. The owners would rather restart the season. No problem. However, then you start getting into the detail. First detail, how many positive tests would be too many? Silver says, apparently on the call, if one positive test would, quote, shut us down, we probably shouldn't go down this path. Would one positive test start the clock and shut it down for 2 weeks and all that stuff, or would they just keep rolling the way that the Bundesliga, the German soccer league, has kept rolling through 10 positive tests, and they're just going to keep plowing right through and isolate and trace and get those players and whoever they were in contact with out of the mix, but otherwise keep plowing along. The NBA also wants to standardize the testing among the 30 teams. So everyone needs to be testing the same way, same time, same amounts, all that stuff. But here's the part where it really gets to the magical thinking, CJ. This is the part of the piece I don't really understand. Woj writes, the NBA shared with owners several factors that it plans to study over the next 2 to 4 weeks before deciding on restarting the league. Among them, sources said, 1, understanding the trajectory of new cases in those states starting to reopen. 2, understanding who is getting severely ill and why. 3, developments in testing types. The NBA is also studying how other leagues are handling positive tests among participants. Now, the timetable, again, is 2 to 4 weeks before they restart the league. Mm-hmm. They want to understand the new trajectory of cases, of new cases in states starting to reopen. Well, that information won't even be available for 2 weeks. So can't even really get a feel for that. Understanding who is getting severely ill and why. There have been doctors who have been studying that for now 5 months, basically since this thing began to emerge in China. And they don't understand it. And developments in testing types. Again, that has been an ongoing fight and discussion from the public and private side for nigh on 3 months now, without a whole lot of resolution, with some little fits and starts, kind of a burst of action and some pause and a burst of why does the NBA think that there's going to be any kind of a decisive bit of information on any of these fronts in 2 to 4 weeks?
I don't know. There won't be. This goes back to the whole, I think the one of the larger overarching issues with the coronavirus and how it's exposed some shortcomings in our general culture, generally speaking, society. The coronavirus isn't date driven. It's not like, okay, I'm going to die down on this date, so you guys plan accordingly. No, it's just out here doing its thing. And so in a society that is so date driven, like you are a graduate on this date, not you're a graduate after you've accomplished this, it is hard for us to appropriately think about how to reopen leagues and how to start, in the case of the MLB and in the not too distant future, the NFL, like how to start those seasons. It can't be, hey, we're going to give ourselves 4 or 5 weeks and we're going to have this thing figured out. Nothing new is going to happen. Nothing new is going to emerge. Then we're going to be good to go. No, you can't have a plan that is set up in that way. It should absolutely be, hey, once we understand this, once we see numbers that look like this, once we get a sustained decrease this many days, once we get this sort of thing happening, then we can go back. Then we can take a look at opening up and what all that entails. It can't be you given an arbitrary timeline or arbitrary date, July 4th, 2 or 4 weeks from now, whatever it may be. It can't be that, because new things are going to happen with the novel coronavirus. The novel means, hey, this is new. We ain't seen it. So as we begin to do more studies on it, we're going to get a different sort of understanding. You have to remain flexible and give yourself the ability to take a step back and understand what is going on out there. You can't do that if you are just giving out dates.
Well, this is why I feel like they're working backwards from the date, and the players are the ones who are assuming all the risk. It's the same thing with baseball, and they're going to have a very contentious battle about their play situation. But the players are the ones who are assuming the vast majority of the disease risk. And we don't know the long-term effects. We don't know all the even all the medium terms and short-term effects of this thing. It's pretty crazy. We've seen lots of different things emerge over the last few weeks that were entirely different than we thought when this thing first became a major player on the scene. So the players are the ones who are assuming all the risk, and they're also being asked to take a haircut, money-wise and everything else. I just think you're headed towards a real difficult situation, and the players have a lot of leverage. They because they're the ones who ultimately control whether they go out there and play or not, and they're the only ones that can actually get the leagues restarted as the players. I think the players, at the very least, you're going to have to start talking about some increased compensation or some form of financial discussion about the amount of risk that they're assuming.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
I mean, not only that, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but what's going to happen from an insurance standpoint, what's going to happen, because we know that this disease can cause lung scarring and other long-term damages to your internal organs. So what's going to happen?
Lung scarring and reduced lung capacity is essentially job killing, if not actually killing, for a lot of these players and athletes. That's their whole thing. So, and there's been plenty of discussion about how they because they breathe deeper, because they're out of breath and they're running that hard, that they inhale and get it deeper into their lungs than your average person would, which causes more potential injury down the line. I mean, there's all kinds of different things. And again, if the owners want the players to take less money, which is what's happening in baseball, that's crazy, because the owners aren't the ones that are out there. The owners are just sitting back and they're very protected. It's really what's going on in the economy writ large, honestly. Same thing. You have what by all accounts, by all polls, is a minority of people who want to reopen the economy completely, and whatever that term is, open everything up and blah, get people back to work. But they're not the ones typically who are actually out there working. They're not the ones that are out there doing the job right there with people in the midst of all of that stuff. They typically are wanting someone else to do that for them, because their money and their profit and their ability to sustain themselves as a business is directly related to that person and those people's ability and willingness and need to go out there and assume a great deal of personal risk in order to, quote unquote, reopen. And not only that, but there was a story about there was like an ice cream place in Massachusetts that reopened this weekend on Friday. And they had an employee that had been there for a long time, their best employee, quit after one day because people were so ridiculous about not wearing masks. And when they were asked to wear masks, they got mad and started yelling and screaming and everything else, and abusing verbally, not observing social distancing, and this person said, I'm quitting. It's not worth my risk. They hadn't worked in 4 weeks or whatever. Came back one day, had worked there for years. I'm out. So again, you can talk about reopening and whatever. Those people are not the ones that are assuming the risk. 79% of furloughed workers in a recent poll said that we were opening things up too soon. These are furloughed workers. These are people who have directly had their hours, wages, whatever affected by this. And they're saying it's too soon. So don't talk to me about, the average Joe. This reopening, sports the same way, is about the owners and about the bigwigs who need that labor to go out there and assume those risks for them. Well, if that's the case, then you better start talking about what the money is going to be to assume those risks, and how much is it really worth to you to have people go out there and do that.
And the not just the money, but the financial compensation when somebody comes down with it and has a serious career altering like ramifications because of the coronavirus. That is the other part to it. The here and now, yes, you're absolutely right. But one of the ancillary things that you absolutely have to think about as a player and as a league is, if I'm out there and I use my body, and my body is going to have the potential of being damaged and does get damaged, and I'm 27, 28, 29, and we've seen this happen, 30 even, like, okay, what is the league going to do to compensate me for putting my career on the line in this instance? Like, there's a lot of moving parts to this thing. There's a lot of conversations that need to be had, not only the main conversation on compensation right now and how we going to mitigate the risk, but how much risk are we willing to take? What is going to happen? How many cases will it take for us to say, you know what, we got to shut this thing down? And what is the long-term plan for players and other personnel who may come down with severe complications after contracting the coronavirus?
I mean, that's the thing, is you just don't – we don't know. I mean, we don't know. It's there are so many of those – But I feel like we're fast-tracking with this magical thinking, like we're fast-tracking all those questions, and people are, the players, you just get paid to play. It's not that. This is not that. This is a whole different deal, and it isn't that simple. And it isn't you just get paid to play. And isn't no. They're going to take a haircut. Everyone's going to take a haircut. But here's the thing: if the players, CJ, need to take a big cut of their pay when the profits and the money and values of the franchises start to drop precipitously, why didn't their salaries automatically go up when the values of the franchises started to rise precipitously? The value of the franchises in the NBA has risen at a much higher rate than the average salary has. The average salary has certainly risen quite a bit, but it hasn't risen at the rate of that. It hasn't risen quite like that. And there is no mechanism in place to automatically lift it no matter what. I mean, they've negotiated in their CBA a certain revenue split, so that's part of it. But there is no automatic mechanism just in general with every single contract. Like your contract is directly tied to a certain percentage of our team's profits, and if our team's profits go up, then it's not like a revenue sharing plan with each team and each player. It doesn't work like that. So and the same thing, especially in baseball. Baseball is really doesn't work like that. The NBA has kind of an indirect way to sort of make that work, but baseball has zero way to make it work. And now they're trying to kind of tie in an NBA-esque system, which the players are like, nope, no, and that's exactly the way they should be thinking. Like, nope, not a chance. Why would we have to do that? We'll get your thoughts up next and continue to see the plans in place. But it does seem like things are moving. Whether they should be or not is a whole different discussion, but it seems like they are certainly moving in those directions. We'll do that when we return. Family Leisure Studios, that's where you'll find us. Real Sports Dogs, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles, when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC-accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselimbembrace.com.
To yours, Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
A heart in my tasty Honey Nut Cheerios? Cereal, you trying to tell me you love me?
Actually, it's reminding you that it can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
Wait! They can help lower cholesterol? I've been so focused on the sweet, tasty taste that I completely forgot. Now I'm in love.
Learn more about making Honey Nut Cheerios part of your heart-healthy lifestyle by picking up a box at your local grocery store.
Start your day at Sunrise Memphis. Located in Midtown, enjoy delicious biscuit sandwiches and all their menu has to offer with quick and easy to-go and delivery options. Whether it's breakfast, brunch, or lunch, don't distance yourself from great food. For more information on Sunrise Memphis, visit sunrise901.com or call 901-552-3144 to place your order. Stay healthy and eat Sunrise Memphis today.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edminston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Mid-South Power Distributors. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
You don't know the meaning of uncontrolled desire. You were always hanging just above the fire. Now and then you come close enough to just stay warm, and you think that you win cause you never give in and you never been burned. Oh, but you're gonna learn.
But it's not.
You don't know love till it's chilled you to the bone.
This is C-pop.
What do you mean it's C-pop?
This is like a ballad, but it's pop. It's pop. This is like a pop. Yeah, this is C-pop.
This does have soft rock, like a soft rockish feel to it.
It's not even soft rock. No, this is C-pop. C-pop. Are we going to get some classic country at any point? Is that, I mean, do I have to?
Right.
Look, listen, this is like country is really not my forte. I'm trying.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking for something specific. And you're just sort of ignoring me, so I don't really understand what's going on there.
Listen, like the list, the
list of what is the list? Where
the YouTube list had
the YouTube list.
Yeah, the YouTube list.
Well, YouTube is certainly the authority of these things.
And it I don't know who this lady is, so I'm thinking she is country. It has like the little country.
Who is it?
The breakdown to it. I guess her name is Janie Frick, with an E at the end.
Is it Janie or Jamie?
Janie, Janie.
No one has ever heard of this, but can you?
You can look her up.
Some 80s country.
You can look her up.
Can we get some 80s country? Yes or no?
Yes, you can. Okay. This was one of the songs.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Can we get some 80s country?
I got you. I'm trying my best.
Unbelievable. 67129 on the text line.
Help him out.
Help him out. Somebody give him some 80s country that we can get. I mean, that would be nice, right? Just something along those lines would be appreciated. The NBA also believes, as we talked about the potential return, the NBA believes that it will have 22 of its 30 facilities open by Monday. Grizzlies still pretty mum on how things are going here, in terms of what they're going to be doing. Now, CJ, I got a question. Do you think I feel like we're probably a little biased here. It's not a perfect sample at all. But do you think that returning sports is a priority above the norm? Is sports a unique group of business or whatever, to the point where its return needs to be prioritized over other sectors, obviously excluding, healthcare and keeping tests for, the vital industries, like hospitals and doctors' offices and schools and things like that. But beyond that first obvious core group, is sports, because of the quote unquote morale or whatever it may be, does it deserve priority?
No. No form of entertainment deserves priority over the day-to-day life of Americans. And so if you're coming to a crossroads where it is, hey, we need to start sports or do something else to help the everyday American, you do whatever that everything else is. I understand that there is a mystique around sports. I understand that it certainly can be a morale booster. Just thinking back in my lifetime to games played after 9/11, how that helped everybody seem to, get back to a sense of normalcy. The Boston Red Sox after the bombing at the Boston Marathon is another one that comes to mind. But it's not. Entertainment is not more valuable than actual meaningful things going on in the country. So I think you can put sports over here in this box. And, hey, if you guys can figure something out that goes along with what we're trying to do from a societal standpoint, great. But you guys are over here, and everything else is in a separate box outside of sports, music, TV, movies, all of that.
That's the thing. I don't like I said, I don't know. And obviously, we are sort of, a little bit of a different situation just because of the nature of the job. But, to me, I mean, sports is good, and getting sports back is nice, but, we got to do it safely. And I think the other thing is getting sports back without fans is not going to be the same. It's not. I think part of the morale boosting stuff of getting back after 9/11 was seeing the fans and the swell of reaction and all the stuff. And it was, Mike Piazza hits that home run in that in Shea Stadium, and everyone's going crazy. And like there was that was you're together in a stadium, and that is what brings people. You can't bring people together like that right now. That's not something that is possible. So I don't know. I feel like it would be good to get sports back. I'm saying I think we'd all appreciate that, but I don't think it's going to be the big swelling and improvement that some people seem to think that it would be, for all the reasons that we've talked about. And there's another one that we'll talk about next involving college sports and just what's bordering on a bizarre situation out west as it pertains to college sports. So we're going to get to that too. When we return, also we'll spin the wheel of conversation in hour number 2. This is Sports 56 Mornings. Peter and CJ with you. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
During this time of change, we want you to know that one thing is certain. ZipRecruiter's focus hasn't changed. They're still doing what they've done from the beginning, helping people who need jobs find work and helping growing businesses find the right people for the open roles. So if you're looking for a job right now, know that ZipRecruiter is working with you to find the right job faster. ZipRecruiter is dedicated to helping you get hired, whether you're looking for jobs in caretaking, delivering foods and goods, to building medical facilities, and so much more. In fact, ZipRecruiter's app will send you up-to-date job openings. Cool. So you can be one of the first to apply. And if you're actively hiring, ZipRecruiter invites candidates to apply to your most urgent roles, making it faster and easier to reach the people you need. By connecting people who need jobs and companies that need people, ZipRecruiter is working with all of us so we can keep moving forward. Let's work together. ZipRecruiter.com/work together. The last few months have taught us what's important, as well as what needs to change. It's the same for business. Why have multiple software systems when all you need is NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system? NetSuite gives you visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Receive your free guide, 7 actions businesses need to take now, and schedule your free product tour at netsuite.com/herd. That's netsuite.com/herd. With everything going on, you're probably worrying more than ever, wondering what's going to happen next. Your mind can run circles. It's time to relax. New from the guys at M-Drive. M-Drive Relax, a powerful supplement designed to help relieve stress, help you sleep better, and support a healthy immune system. M-Drive Relax is meant to be taken in the evenings to help you wind down and, well, relax. Packed with powerful adaptogens to help ease your mind and support a strong body. Check it out at mdriverelax.com. Also, the guys at M-Drive know it's a tough time. They want to help. Limited time. They're offering M-Drive Relax for 50% off. Check it out. mdriverelax.com. They made it easy. There's no coupon code. Just go to mdriverelax.com. 50% off. No obligations, no strings attached. Try M-Drive Relax for 50% off while supplies last. If you find yourself stressing, try M-Drive Relax.
Golfers, it's time to tee it up and get back to playing the game we all love. Edwin Watts Golf Shop is now fully reopened to serve all your golfing needs. Our team has taken precautions to ensure your shopping safety when you visit our stores. Come in today and get the best deals on clubs, bags, balls, apparel, and more. And at Edwin Watts, we offer free custom club fitting, club repair, and now let's get out there and play some golf. Edwin Watts Golf Shop, home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee.
I'm John Conway with Conway Services. Do you have to add Freon to your air conditioner every summer? Good news, it's super tune-up time at Conway Services. We'll come out and perform our exclusive 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-up on your air conditioning system for only $69 with a Freon leak check. That's right, Conway Services exclusive 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-up for only $69 with a Freon leak check. We'll remove years of dirt, grime, and leaves from your air conditioning system. It's like taking your air conditioner to a car wash, all for only $69. If you have an air conditioner that leaks Freon every year, with Conway Services Super Tune-Up, we'll include a leak check at no charge. If that's not enough, we'll treat your unit with a special Teflon coating to help protect against the hot Memphis sun. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company at 384-3511. Call this week and we'll perform your Super Tune-Up for only $57.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me Saturdays 8 to 9 a.m. for Sidelines here on Sports 56 WHBQ, 87.7 FM, and 96.1. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, and your favorite team. Give us a call. That's Sidelines, Saturday mornings, 8 to 9 a.m. Sidelines is presented by Duncan Williams Asset Management. So get up and give us a call.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edminston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
There's a tree out in the backyard.
It's better.
That never has been broken by the wind.
Is this Dolly?
And the reason it's still standing.
This is Tanya Tucker.
Okay.
Tanya Tucker.
That was going to be my second question.
Tanya.
Definitely heard of Tanya Tucker. TT.
No,
I like about
Tanya.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Tanya.
You said Tanya.
Oh, did I?
It's not Tanya
Must have
Tucker.
misspoke.
It's Tanya.
That's what
You got to say it kind of country style. Tanya.
Okay.
Tanya Tucker. It's Tanya Tucker. That's what I'm talking about. Are we still doing only women of country though? We've not heard a male country singer is that the plan, Zach?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't say that part either. Leaving so much up to the mystery of trying to figure this out. Okay. Women of Country Wednesday. Every other Wednesday is apparently Women of Country
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
What we're doing?
That seems to be the case.
I think mine was on Thursday.
Okay. Okay.
So every other Wednesday or
Every
Thursday?
other Wednesday than Thursday. Every
Okay.
other day like that. Welcome back. Hour number 2 is here. 60 degrees outside. Going to be warmer today. High near 80. More humid. No rain expected, but I guess it's possible because there's going to be a lot of cloud cover. But don't expect any big rains till the weekend, and then expect a lot of them. It is going to be much warmer than it was yesterday, though. As you do whatever it is that you're doing, hopefully you're doing it safely out there. We're trying to help you with all of that. We were talking about the returns to action and the possibilities of the NBA and what they're going to do, Major League Baseball. The stuff in college, CJ, is very strange to me. What's going on? And it's kind of like, as we talked about, like, I don't think that our response as a nation is being helped by the fact that it is so different and haphazard, and one hand is not necessarily washing the other. We're kind of all over the place as far as what we're supposed to be doing, and essentially have been left as far as advice or guidance or best practices. That seems to have sort of gone by the wayside, and states are being left to their own devices as to what they want to do and how quickly they want to do it. You have some states that are cranking that thing open and let's go and let's get it. And you have other states that said, no, not so fast. Well, California and Arizona are states that I don't have to tell you, CJ, are right next to each other.
Yes.
They literally border.
Yes.
You could walk from one to the other if you were so inclined.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I can tell, they're basically brothers, as states go.
They're certainly close kin.
They're joined at the hip.
Mm.
I think that's kind of where the hip of each state would be, is in that region.
Yes.
There. So you would think that they would be sort of aligned to some extent in what they want to do, but you would be wrong. You would think that the virus would be in a similar situation with both of those states because of the way they are. Obviously, it's a little bit different from a city and whatever standpoint. California is much bigger, but, you have large cities in Arizona, particularly Phoenix, and you have, they're not that far away from other large California cities. They play in the same conferences, in sports. I mean, there's a lot of similarities there.
Mm-hmm.
But they could not be handling this more differently. Yesterday was a classic example. Yesterday, Arizona Governor Doug Ducey said that professional sports, including all the professional leagues, whatever, they can all resume without fans this weekend. So that's just come on down. Let's go. Let's get it. You can play here. We're happy to have you, et cetera, et cetera. No fans. So that's one state. But then literally a walk over to the other state, California. California has extended its shelter-and-home rules through at least July.
Mm-hmm.
So not even May, June. They are going all the way through the summer and just going ahead and, ripping that proverbial Band-Aid off to the people and saying, look, we don't feel like we're going to be in a good position here, and we're not going to blow some smoke up your backside. Here's the deal. You guys, we're going to restrict this through July. So you have one state that is right here, and I'm holding up my hand. And you have another state that's right next to it, and I'm holding my hand. That's right next to my hand. Two completely different viewpoints on this. And then even further complicating things for college sports, the 23-school California State University system said that they are going to be primarily remote this fall. So they do not expect to bring anything back into the actual campus setting through the end of 2020, and they'll reassess for January 2021. But that includes, San Diego State, Fresno State, San Jose State. It does not include, like California, UCLA. That's a University of California system, which is a different system. But a spokesperson for the University of California system said it is likely that none of our campuses will fully reopen in the fall. So that would indicate then that you have significant conferences. Pac-12, Mountain West, and WAC would be all.
I don't think the WAC is around anymore.
Well, it's going to definitely be affected by that because it's not existing. So that's a huge reason why it's not going to work out well. No, the Mountain West is going to have a major issue with this because that's their, they're the ones that are dealing with San Diego State and the Fresno State and schools like that that are part of this California State system. So this CJ. I don't know. I don't know how you're going to coordinate this. This is a mess.
It's one of the things about the coronavirus. You think that it would be the same sort of impact in states that neighbor one another, but you look at California, and California's just under 70,000 cases. I think 4,000, 5,000, well, 2,000 deaths. 2,700 deaths, and you go to Arizona, and they're at 11,000 cases and 542 deaths. And so if you are, this was the whole thing about being in this together initially. If you are in it together, then there is just uniformity across the country as to what can and can't happen when you allow certain states to then, and even cities, counties in those states to then do their own sort of thing based off of the caseload in their respective states. Well, then you get a situation like we're seeing when you compare California and Arizona, where one state is ready to have professional sports and ready to start that whole process, and probably looking forward to a college sports season, namely football. And the other state has been just hit so hard that they can't. And so you're talking about California, who has been one of the states that's been hit really, really hard by this. California, New York, Michigan, Illinois, just been plastered by the coronavirus and have the highest rates in the nation. And then you have states around them that are like, oh no, we're fine, we're good. Let's just keep this going. And if there is going to be no uniformity nationally, the uniformity should be coming from the NCAA. I don't know how you can do a football season or any sort of athletic season with one part of the country or a couple of states in the country just shut down entirely. So like university, I can't imagine doing a football season. The University of Michigan is not playing football games, but Penn State, Ohio State, and Wisconsin are. I can't imagine doing a football season in the Pac-12 football season, and you don't have Oregon State, USC, UCLA. Like those are major players in college sports. It would be nice for the NCAA to step in and say, hey, listen, if everybody isn't going to be ready to go, we are going to stand with everybody and show some uniformity, and we're not going to have a season. But I don't think anybody wants to do that, especially in a state like, we'll say, Arkansas, who's, right around 4,500 cases. Like that would be a tough sell for them. But I think that is something that we should certainly look into and look at doing, or they should look into and look at doing.
Well, I mean, it seems to me that it's going to come down to whether they're going to be willing to play sports with people, with other students not on campus. Because, the more we go through this, certainly it will not be the case that all of the participating institutions in all these conferences, Power 5 and Group of 5, are going to be back on campus in the same way. Mm-hmm. For sure. Now, how many will be back, how many won't be, it totally depends. And this is where the political stuff comes into play. And unfortunately, that's been a huge part of all of this, is the politics. There should really be no politics in science. It should just be what does the science tell us, and let's go with that. But you have a state like South Carolina, who has said, the University of South Carolina is like, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, was like, we're going to open, and that's it. And then you have California on the other side saying, no, we can't really do that. And they're technically supposed to be playing the same sport. Not the same conference, obviously, but it's the same sport. I mean, again, Alabama right now has to figure out whether USC is going to be able to play in that season opener. Are they actually going to be able to? Are they going to be playing? Are they going to have a football team? Like, that's a real thing, or else are they going to have to find some other opponent? Should they? It's different because clearly Alabama and California are taking two completely different approaches to this the virus and the response and everything else. I don't know. Again, this is totally an unprecedented situation. I know Mark Emmert has weighed in for his part, the president of the NCAA, about whether they should play with if players are not on campus or if other students are not on campus, and he said no, you shouldn't do that. That's and it really is a no-brainer to me. Like, that just seems incredibly silly. We talked about the risks that you have to take in order to play as a professional, but these would be primarily, young men and women who aren't getting any kind of a financial stake in this at all. A few might. The vast majority would not. And you're asking them to go back in a dangerous situation, and in a situation that's not something that you're asking any of the other students to do, and you're not giving them anything extra behind it other than maybe having them sign a waiver that says, hey, we don't take any responsibility for what happens to you, buddy. You want to play? Go. That seems, at best irresponsible.
And it still doesn't get to the crux of the issue, the heart of the issue for me, which is, okay, you brought it up. South Carolina's going to be on campus. Schools in Tennessee will be on campus. California schools aren't. And so if you're saying if you're not on campus, you shouldn't be playing sports, or we're not going to play sports on campuses that don't have students on campus, well, then hell, if Michigan or Michigan State are online learning, then that means their seasons aren't going to take place. And how can you have a football playing conference with members not able to participate in the season? So you're talking about Penn State might not be able to play because of that they've been hit. Pennsylvania's been hit real hard. So Penn State, Michigan, Illinois. So that means that Wisconsin, Minnesota can play. Ohio State and Indiana can play. What does that mean for you as a schedule? Is it even worth it to have those things going on? Fans already aren't going to be in attendance. Is it worth it to have the season take place and to have those players risking their health? We talked about the pulmonary issues that COVID-19 causes, but as we learn more about it, we're beginning to realize like clotting is a big thing, and blood clots. People are coming down with a bad case of COVID-19. They got the cough and the breathing problem, sure, but now legs are going numb because they've got clots,
strokes,
and major arteries. Strokes are happening with younger people in their late 20s, early 30s, late 20s, mid 30s. So is that worth the risk here? And you brought it up, like players aren't being compensated the way professional sports athletes are. So you want them to go out there with minimum stakes in this thing at best and risk what? Risk their health, risk their lives, risk the rest of their professional playing careers for this? It just doesn't make sense. And this is where leadership should step in and say, no, we can't have this going on. Or say, hey, we're going to be the ones to decide. We are taking it out of everybody's individual hands, and we're going to be the ones to decide. We're going to be the bad guy. The blame for whatever happens will fall on us.
Well, in general, humans do a very bad job of assessing risk. We don't really properly understand, and we don't do a good job of noting how risky behavior, really is. And like, again, people are just are assuming or making this into some kind of political issue, some kind of a political statement about, I'm going to go out without a mask, or I'm going to do this, and it's not logical, man. It's silly, and it's bringing everyone into bigger risk. They had in Missouri over the weekend, just outside of St. Louis, they had a youth baseball tournament, and you had dozens of teams coming in from around the area, driving in, and social distancing was not observed necessarily. Mask wearing was not observed necessarily. It was not handled particularly well by all accounts. The observers, some folks were not as comfortable with that as others. But you're sitting here, and again, these are families and stuff, and these are 10, 11, 12-year-old kids. And I find that so baffling. Like, I know there is an innate need and a desire, and people are crazy to get back to something that's normal. Normal, there is no normal. Normal's not coming back for a while. Normal's not coming back at least until there is a vaccine. And even then, CJ, I don't know if you know this or not, there's an awful lot of people who think vaccines are BS and are some kind of weird tool of, I'm not even sure I understand the full conspiracy theory on it. So there's plenty of those people out there, in spite of a ton of scientific evidence, loads of it, that indicates that that's complete nonsense. And zero that indicates that it makes any sense. They still roll with it. So even when you have vaccinations in the attempt to create some kind of a herd, the herd immunity. Well, if you have a bunch of people look what's happened at these measles and other outbreaks that we've seen here and there around the country. We thought we had those things licked. We thought we were good on smallpox. We thought we were good on measles. We had that thing knocked out. We weren't even thinking about those things. But because there's little groups of people who decide that, no, I don't want to do that. That's not. Now those things are coming back. So you really think that with this, the brand new thing, that we're going to – normal ain't coming back for a long time. And so you can try it. You can pretend. You're only setting yourself up for more trouble down the line. The quicker we can all get on board with some of this stuff, the better we can find whatever the new normal is going to be.
And taking it back to the sports world and those individual conferences yesterday, I forgot about the MAC announcing, hey, they're going to cancel tournaments in what, eight sports, 10 sports? I can't remember.
Eight sports.
8 sports. They're canceling tournaments for the next 4 years to try and cut costs and save money. And so this is going to continue to increase the divide between those Group of 5 conferences and the Power 5 conferences as well. And the MAC is right there in, I'm going to say Big Ten country because that's the major conference that they're around. And so they have schools in those states that have been hit hard, the Illinoises, the Michigans as well. So, like, is it even worth it for them? And so if they're not going to, then what does that mean for everybody else from a scheduling standpoint and what they're able to do on the field, on their respective fields or courts? Like, because MAC schools travel to Southeast country. You know, they travel to ACC schools and to Big 12 schools. And while Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, they're in a state where there's been a little bit less of an impact, or a lot of bit less of an impact when you think about a state like Michigan, where Michigan is right around 50,000 cases, and Oklahoma is under 5. So what does that mean for those two states? And if we are allowing states to decide what is happening, you may end up in a situation where we do this high school style where you're just playing everybody in your state, where Oklahoma State and Tulsa are playing one another.
Not that many. There's a lot of high schools. There's not that many colleges.
And
so
that's
really
the other issue.
I mean, there's no way that would work. Maybe some regional thing, but again, you're gonna up,
I mean, even
by
by region, Louisiana. Look at Louisiana and look at South Carolina. Look at Florida and look at South Carolina. Like, those states are really close to one another and have been hit very differently by the coronavirus pandemic. And so if you're allowing states to decide and you're allowing individual schools and conferences to decide whether or not students are on campus or not, and whether or not they're going to go through with a football season or a basketball season or what have you or not, you're going to get into some of those odd situations where Arizona State are going to be playing, but UCLA, USC aren't. And I just don't understand the point in that.
Well, you get in a situation, again, where you maybe the players – are talking about playing. Some players really want to play and all that stuff. But remember, A, we as humans don't assess risk very well. And B, just because somebody wants to do something and is willing to do something does not mean that the law or anyone else allows them to do it. We have seatbelt laws in the country. Why? I mean, can people get in a car without a seatbelt? Sure. Does it increase their risk of dying in an accident should one happen? Absolutely it does. But if you get busted without one, there's a ticket. We have a law that mandates that. We have rules that mandate that you wear helmets when you're playing football. Now, what if a player is willing to say, you know what, I play better without a helmet, I don't really care. Do we let them do that? No, we don't let them do that.
I play better with a certain helmet, Antonio Brown.
Yeah, right. I play better with a certain helmet, or I play better with, I take some of this padding out of the helmet, or whatever it may be. We don't let them do that. It has nothing to do with their willingness to do it. People are willing to do a lot of dumb stuff. That doesn't mean that we allow them to do that as a society. We stop people from doing that. They don't let you serve raw beef at restaurants. They don't say there is a mandate about how you have to cook those hamburgers. They don't say you can slap a bunch of raw ground beef on a bun and send it out there to somebody. Even if the person orders it, even if the person says, that's the way I like it, that's the way I want it. But you're not allowed to do that because we understand that people are willing to do some risky and foolish things in contrast to their own health often. And so, no, whether the players want to return or not is not the issue here, and it shouldn't be taken into account especially when it comes to college. That's these kids may want to play. As long as we can make it safe, cool. That would be great. I would love that. I would be very bummed out if we didn't have college football or that would suck, but it's got to be in the right situation, man. It can't just be bring it back no matter what. That doesn't That doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. Up next, we'll talk about that. Also, an interesting idea from Mark Cuban. We'll talk about that, and we'll spin the wheel of conversation.
Got your text to get to, too.
Oh, and some text to get to, too, at 67129. So we'll do all of that up next. Sports 56 Mornings. Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallow and Stats. Weekday afternoons from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkheimer for Sunrise Buick GMC Truck. A lot has happened overnight, and just wanted to let you know we're open at Sunrise for all your automotive needs. Service, body shop, parts, and sales. Go online to sunrisememphis.com to schedule an appointment. Should you need a vehicle, we're offering 0% up to 84 months with deferred payments up to 120 days. You can shop online. We'll bring the car or truck to you. At Sunrise, we know you want to feel safe, so bring your car or truck to any Sunrise location, and we'll disinfect it at no charge. Sunrise, stress-free and safe. Covington Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. The East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
Hi, everybody, The Herd. Over 50 years ago, two men with a passion for motorsport and engineering began building race engines in an old abandoned mill. They saw an opportunity on every wide open road and an invitation in every curve. It was a chance to push the envelope, break all the rules. It was a chance to prove that a 2-ton family sedan could have the performance to compete in a 24-hour track race. But shocking the competition and building a reputation, it wasn't enough. Their vision was to expand upon the excellence they had created. This engineering company continued to validate their belief by putting race car engines in luxury sedans and proceeded to stun the elite in world motor racing by winning and winning and winning. We may never truly understand what drives Mercedes-AMG to break barriers, along with every record in the book, but here's to allowing us to enjoy the results. Learn more at mbusa.com/AMG. Mercedes-AMG. Driving performance.
Family Leisure's here to make staying at home more enjoyable for you and your family this summer. Complete pool packages starting at $15.99. 24-foot pools only $19.99. 4-person spas starting at $19.99. Swim spas starting at under $10,000. We are offering contactless purchasing, deliveries, and curbside pickup. Give us a call to schedule an appointment or to place an order. Stay safe with Family Leisure.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Ruddock Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edminston and C.J. Hurt. Here once again are Peter and C.J.
She was sitting cross-legged on the hood of a Ford, filing down her nails with an emery board, talking to her friends about people they knew and all of the things that young girls do. When she said, you see that guy in the baseball cap, I'd like to spend some time with a boy like that.
Loretta Lynn?
Betty said, I've seen
This is
him
Dolly,
at the
clearly.
hardware store.
It's not Dolly.
Okay.
You clearly don't know what Dolly's voice sounds like.
No.
Dolly has a very distinctive voice.
As he talked a little while, he passed by.
No,
She
who's
smiled
this?
at him.
The Judds.
He was thinking to himself.
That was going to be my next one.
That's Naomi Judd.
Ah.
Or Winona. Now Naomi Winona, the two Judds. I think it's Naomi. And they come in with it. Yeah. See, if I just waited a little bit, I could have known that was the Judds. Welcome back. Sports 56 Mornings. Peter and CJ with you in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. And, we're almost out of are you ever out of homeschool? I don't know. The schools are supposed to be out here soon. I don't. I don't know.
Are y'all going to do like a drive-by kindergarten ceremony? Or are we
I don't
calling
know.
those drive-bys? What are we calling those?
I don't know. I know nothing on any of this. We're all in uncharted waters here, so I have no idea. But I do know that family and fun are happening at home, whether you like it or not. They are, and so you better have some leisure in there too. And that's where family leisure comes in. So you want to get something that's going to be fun for the kids. Play gyms. You can't go to the regular playgrounds. You can't go out to the parks the way that you could, or at least you can't play on the stuff. So why not get a play gym? Well, they can help you at Family Leisure, and they are a really, really good value. Right now, pools. When you going to go to public pools? I don't know. When you're going to feel ready to go to public pools? That's probably even longer. You can get a pool right now. Get one of those nice pools that they've got for you. They'll install it, all that stuff, and you can have it for yourself, so you don't have to worry about when they're going to reopen all that. So you can have it. It's all there for you. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road. Find out more online as well. They will help you. Terrific folks at Family Leisure. You mentioned that our First Bank text line is open for business. What do we got?
Masks are not required. This goes to the we are not all in this together. Another texter texted in, I feel if all students can't go back, no one should. That athlete is just as important as that future lawyer attending the same school. Another texter texted in, everybody plays or no one plays. It's not rocket scientists. Have you considered the health risk for fans if you don't have college football? I have heart problems already, and I can't handle the news of no football. Keep them coming in.
I mean, it's not going to be any fun if there's no football. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It sucks. Just like all this has sucked. No one is. I don't think anyone's trying to say like, "Woo, this is great." I mean, it's not. It's not. But you have to take care of people first, man. You got to take care of not only stopping the spread of this thing and limiting spaces and opportunities for it to spread, but also just making sure that even those reduced chances, it's still too much. I mean, if you're up in the Northeast, and this is a regional thing, like obviously there are certain areas where it's like any outbreak. There are certain hot spots that will flare up from time to time. It started with New York and Washington, and New York City has been the epicenter by far of all of this. 1 in 400 people in New York have died. Think about that. 1 in 400 died. That's not even people that have been infected or have gotten sick or whatever. Died. Like, would you do an activity where I said you got a 1 in 400 chance of dying?
No.
No. Not a chance. Not a chance. Willingly.
But see, if
would you want your family to do it? Would you say, how many people do you know in your life? You know more than 400 people. So that's one person just at least. That's on average. Some people obviously, depending on where you work and what you do, are more or less at risk. So I don't feel comfortable saying I'm going to send. If I had a kid that was going to play college sports or whatever, would say, you go back in there, go get him, buddy. It just doesn't work that way. And even if you're not killed, we're talking about death, but that's, there's a lot more to this than death. It's the impact and long term and all that. It's not responsible, man. Masks are not required from that texter. Look, depends on where you go. Some businesses are requiring them. Some states are requiring them. everyone should be wearing them. There is no reason not to when you're in public, other than just you being selfish. There's no reason. It protects other people. Other people are wearing their masks to protect you. It is part of being in the fabric of this thing. It's part of being in this thing together. Cover your nose and your mouth. Don't just leave. I've seen people leaving their nose out. If you're leaving your nose out, it's like if you put on your underwear and you leave your, business hanging out of the top of the front of the underwear. It doesn't. You're not really using it right. Yes. Whenever you see someone's nose hanging out of their mask, think about what it would look like.
I am not going to think about that. No, sir.
Well, that's basically what you're doing. Would you put on your underwear and say, "Well, I don't need to cover everything. I'm just going to put this, leave this thing flopping out the front."
Never know when you're going to get a little tap, 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 root.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So now, would that make a lot of sense for you? No, it would not. It would not make a lot of sense for you to do that, and it would mitigate some of the impact that the underwear is supposed to have. Well, that's with the mask. It's the same thing. If you leave your nose hanging out, buddy, you're mitigating a lot of the impact. You're taking. There's no point in wearing it. I see people wearing masks that have. I saw somebody selling a mask that had a hole cut in it for a straw. No.
There was a video circulating of a lady who just had the whole
cut a hole.
Part,
I saw that at the convenience store
from the nose to the mouth, just cut. It's like, wait, that's not that defeats the purpose of wearing it.
And when you put on the mask, don't start messing with it with your hands, or then you're just bringing all the hand stuff up to your face. Like, point being, please wear masks and just wear them like, all you got to do is put it on your ears and then just leave it alone. And then when you go into place, just do your thing. Those of us that wear glasses, you have to kind of learn to sort of tuck it under your ear.
Does that keep them from fogging?
Yeah, it keeps it from fogging up for the most part. And then there's some people there's some other solutions. There's some solutions to that problem.
Okay.
It is annoying as a glasses wearer sometimes, I will admit. But, again, small price to pay to do the right thing. And if everyone wore masks and practiced social distancing, the studies show that you reduce the spread by 60 to 80%. Just doing that. That's not even talking about other steps of, vaccines or any other treatment or anything like that. Just those simple things, mask and social distancing together, not each one. Do them both, and it works out pretty well. So even if masks are not quote-unquote required, please do me a favor, my kids a favor, other people's families a favor. If you have to be out in public, please wear them in an indoor situation.
You're asking people to do something that I thought we all agreed on 7.5, 8 weeks ago.
Yeah, well,
like it's
apparently I'm gonna have to keep asking. But I'm asking for my.
I would ask you to save your breath, man. If you don't got it by now, you're not gonna get it. You just aren't. You don't want to get it. You're not going to, and that's on you. And it's unfortunate that it affects everybody around you. Directly and indirectly.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. It's not just about the one person. If it was just about them, then they could do whatever they wanted. Who cares? But it's not. It's about all of us working together.
But we have been working.
Well,
together.
I'll say it's supposed to be about that.
Yeah,
it's not. Obviously, we're not working together. We can't work together as states. We can't work together as a country. We can't work together as people. I would encourage anyone to go see what they've done in these other countries to allow themselves, like when Germany can open with their, sports this weekend. Look at the steps they've taken. Look at what South Korea did. Look at what other countries have done. Hong Kong, look what Hong Kong did. The people in Hong Kong basically just started spontaneously wearing masks because they dealt with SARS and everything else before, and they knew this thing was going to be bad. And they didn't there was no government they just did it. They said, look, we know this is. There wasn't a mandate. Everyone just started doing it, and they've nipped it in the bud. They haven't had any, even though you talk about density of population, Hong Kong is even more densely populated than New York City. I mean, Hong Kong is, everyone's on top of each other. Very little spread because they've all done the thing, and they all have subways and high rises and everything else that New York is dealing with too. If we take care of each other, we can get through this a lot even more easily. And I hope that we will do that. You got the wheel?
I got the wheel.
All right, so I want you to let's spin the wheel, and then we'll gather ourselves for a moment, and then address whatever the wheel comes up with. Okay.
All right.
We'll give us a chance to catch our breath and figure out what it's going to be. CJ's going to get the wheel now.
Here we go.
We can't see it? Oh, gotta take your word for it? I don't know about that.
There you go.
All right. Is that what it landed on? Or
No, I had to stop it because you were complaining. So I'm going to spin it again. I'm going to hold it this time so it don't fall and I don't break it.
Good thinking.
Pay millions of dollars for this wheel.
I know. It's a very expensive wheel. I agree. All right, let's see. Big money, big money, big money. No whammies. And
What did it land on?
Stop. It says music genre to bring
back a dead music genre. A genre that's gone, no longer with us. Bring it back. Which genre would that be?
I know exactly which one I'm thinking of.
I think I got one.
Okay. Up next.
Zach, you start thinking. Maybe you can give it to us by the end of the show.
Yeah, I doubt that. Bringing back a dead music genre and more. Next. Rob Fisher at 9. We got lots coming up here. Sports 56 Mornings, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
Farmers Insurance knows that there's a not-so-subtle difference between the sound of a car hitting your rear bumper and the sound of a clown car hitting your rear bumper.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Sorry about that.
We call that a three-ring fender bender, and we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent.
They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Fiveash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Hey, sports fans, you already know the Butcher Shop has been a great Memphis tradition since 1981, and it still is. The Butcher Shop is absolutely open for your takeout with curbside pickup or Grubhub delivery because the Butcher Shop is still serving your favorite steaks, fish, and seafood. But now you can also pick them up raw and take them home to cook. You get the highest quality from the Butcher Shop and the comfort of home cooking. All wine and beer selections can be sold and picked up curbside as well. Plus, order curbside and pickup and receive 10% off your food order. And how about Burger Fridays? Treat your company to lunch, and the Butcher Shop will deliver Hamburger Friday any day of the week with all the fixins for just a minimum $250 order. The Butcher Shop is here for you, so don't worry about getting a great meal. The Butcher Shop has cooked or uncooked meals for curbside pickup or Grubhub delivery. Call 757-4244 or online at thebutchershop.com. The Butcher Shop at the Agri Center, Walnut Grove, and Germantown Parkway.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
This is Peter Edminston from Sports 56 Mornings. During this coronavirus pandemic, all of us at Sports 56 urge you to please stay home, Practice social distancing and wash your hands often. While you're home, stay connected with Sports 56. Turn us on your radio, phone, computer, or smart speaker and stay up to date and connected. This is a tough time for everyone, but we will get through it if we all do our part. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay connected with Sports 56 and sports56whbq.com.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edminston and C.J. Hurt. Here once again are Peter and C.J.
Daddy's hands folded silently in prayer and reaching out to hold me when I had a nightmare.
Is this Lorella?
You could read
No.
quite a story in
Tammy
the
Wynette?
palaces and
No.
lines. Years of work and worry had left them
It's not
all
Dolly. I can tell you that.
Ah,
Don't say Dolly.
that
Don't
was
say
gonna be my
Dolly.
guess.
Yeah, that's
That was
not
gonna be
Dolly.
my guess.
Remember Daddy's hands.
Daddy's hands. That's not Mandrell. Is one of the Mandrells?
No.
Something done right.
Who is it?
Holly Dunn.
Things that I forgot that I
Never know. Daddy's hands. This is kind of not a fan of that song. That song gets from me 2 thumbs down. Daddy's hands. All right. So remind people, CJ, the wheel gave us what?
Music genre to bring back. One that has passed away, and we're going to resuscitate it and bring it back today.
How many music genres have completely have just died out?
I think maybe 10 or 11, maybe.
Okay.
I think. I got a couple right offhand. Like disco is completely gone. You say when's the last time you heard it? Who's out here making disco tunes? Who's dropping disco records?
I'm just saying there are disco elements in line. We did that yesterday with the remix of Ride Like the Wind. There's a disco element to it. Disco elements are out there.
The elements are going to always be out there. So I guess if you're talking about music from an elemental standpoint, no music genre has left.
Exactly.
But from a is it still around? Not the elements of it, not fragments of it, not bits and pieces of it. There are certainly music elements or music genres that were really big at one point in time and then just went away.
Okay, so what do you got?
For me, it was tough for me. Disco is certainly up there, but there were 2 genres from.
You want disco back? You miss disco?
Disco is. I feel like disco dancing is fun. There's a fun element to being able to get on the floor and just get your boogie on. And not have to worry about keeping up with the doing the mop or whatever the other dance trends at that particular time are. But one from my childhood, it was tough. But the one that I came up with was crunk. I miss crunk rap. There are elements of it still around. There are certainly
There's
elements
definitely
of
elements
it
of that.
around,
There's definitely elements.
but
of the
no, it's not. If we not getting crunk
I miss people.
we
I
used
miss
to
people
get
getting crunk.
Like
just
it was
in general.
just, oh my gosh, it was great.
No one's getting crunk.
No.
What's the zenith of crunk rap to you?
The zenith?
Yeah. If you had to say what's the one example, the best example that you would give someone? What?
I will go.
If you had a song or
a song. It's definitely going to be a Lil Jon song. I just got to figure out which Jonathan song I'm going to roll with. Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. Man, am I going to go to church? Am I going to go
Yin Yang
white
Twins,
meat?
I think, would be in the mix.
Yin Yang Twins are up there. Also, Salt Shaker Lil Jon and the Yin Yang Twins. How about we do that? To the window, to the wall.
To the window, to the wall.
To the wall.
Till vaccines come for all.
All.
All this virus crawls.
Crawl. I guess that's get low. That is get low.
Vaccine, Mother Nature.
Mother Nature.
What
you gonna do, Lil Jon is up there. Trillville, Never Ever. I forgot about them. That is up there too. Lil Scrappy gets in there as well. Rep Your City from Lil Jon. I miss that, where it's just a dude with just a beat and then some dudes screaming on top of it. I miss that.
What about Never Scared?
Oh, Bone Crusher now.
Bone Crusher, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was another really good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that is one I would certainly want back if I could only bring one back. But New Jack Swing is up there real high for me as well.
Yeah,
that there was something so not only soulful about the New Jack Swing era, but catchy also because of the pop elements that were in there at the time. Like, Remember the Time Michael Jackson is a New Jack Swing style song, and we don't think about it as such because it's Michael swinging it. But it absolutely has those New Jack elements. Of course, Bobby Brown, My Prerogative, and really every Bobby Brown song from that late 80s, early 90s period. Definitely want some of that as well. New Jack Swing is up there for me too, but Crunk is the one. Knuck If You Buck. Oh man. Like just get a beat, have it rattling in the trunk, and just people just screaming on top of it, saying all types of mean things to one another. Yes, I'm here for that. Them people over there, them people ain't nothing. Let me get it.
Just a little dirty South style.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of came into sort of I keep thinking of like a Crucial Conflict or some of the Atlanta-based guys back that get a little bit of that in there. For me, the genre I want back is TV theme songs.
Ooh.
We don't do real theme songs
anymore
for TV shows. I want the theme song that explains the show. Knock it out to me. What do we got? What's happening on the
30
show?
seconds. What we got here?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air gives me if I've never seen Fresh Prince before, I watch the theme song, I know exactly what's going on. There was a kid in Philly, got some issues. His mom sent him out to his aunt and uncle. They're rich in Bel-Air. He's a little bit of a fish out of water. What sort of hijinks will he get into? Boom, let's start the show.
Brady Bunch. Got a
Brady
man,
Bunch.
got a woman.
There's a story.
They're divorced. They got these 3 kids. The dad's
Gilligan's
got 3
Island.
boys. Oh, Gilligan's
Storm.
Island.
Boom. Here's all they were on a 3-hour tour. Now they're in the deal. Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. We're right there.
That is an absolute banger.
I mean,
We don't do those.
We don't do that anymore. We didn't. We had the explanation. Show me that smile again. Growing Pains. Let's go. Show me that smile. No,
Green Acres.
Full House.
Green Acres. Full House. Yeah.
Family Matters.
Yes.
Whatever happened to predictability?
Sister.
Sister.
That's the best one.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Oh.
Cooper.
Yes.
Hanging with. That's the show. Are we hanging? What are we doing? We hanging with Mr. Cooper. Let's explain it. That's exactly Martin. Didn't explain so much.
No,
Martin,
it just said
but
Martin over and over
Martin,
again,
but that really was the show.
Explain.
But that really was the show, though. It was just Martin. It was just him being kind of just doing Martin stuff.
I'm trying to think. What's the most recent?
Different World. We definitely explained. With Different World, it's a different world where we come from. It's they're on campus, they're doing their thing. They're good. It's
Friends.
Friends. I mean, we just. I really like the genre where you did explain just the 10 of us. We explained exactly what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't always. That's okay. I mean, we can modify that a little bit. But I do like a good theme. I like a full-on theme song.
Best theme
even
song
if it's an instrumental.
Best theme song right
now.
Right now.
Oh,
I know you were big on Game of Thrones, but that's not around right now.
No, but and I'm irritated because when you watch these things on Netflix, it's like skip the intro. I don't like. What are we that? We got that little attention span. We got to skip the intro. Saved by the Bell.
Another one.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Grace
right in there.
Grace and Frankie on Netflix, and One Day at a Time on Netflix. One Day at a Time, especially.
I want a real theme, like the first couple seasons of True Detective. Great theme, phenomenal theme. I mean, boom, banger on it. But I really want the return of what's happening on the show.
Yes.
Here's a fat guy. Here's a skinny girl. They got together and changed the world. Now they got kids. Everything's cool. Boom. Let's start the show. And there we go. We know exactly what we know what we're dealing with.
That sounds like the Jetsons to me.
The Jetsons.
Oh, that's another great. The Flintstones. I forgot where we're going with
Flintstones.
Cartoons.
Yeah, Flintstones again. So TV theme songs, genre I want back. I would like my TV shows to have a specific at least 30 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a minute. They used to do a full minute. That seems like crazy now, very indulgent. But they did that back in the day.
Texters have texted in on shows that have really good theme songs in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Dave on Hulu and The Wire.
Mm-hmm.
ATL on Hulu. I
ATL,
can't think of ATL's intro. Probably because I'm skipping it because I'm watching on Hulu. But
because you're skipping it because everyone's skipping these intros now.
Has a Hulu has an intro, has a theme. I mean, I don't know if we are going to place the blame on like The Office doing the cold open or what.
Everybody's got some meth lab. Breaking Bad.
Is that the
Breaking
thing?
Bad. Everybody's breaking a little bit bad. He's got a meth lab in his van. He's used to be a teacher man. There's all kind. We could do some fun stuff with that. Come on, let's go.
Is that the theme to Breaking Bad? That is interesting.
Game of Thrones. You could sing. You put some lyrics to that.
Okay.
It's a Game of Thrones. Throne. You could do that. Put some lyrics to these things. Come on, let's not. Don't be scared. Zach, what you got?
Yeah, mine suck.
Well, we knew that, but what do you got?
We fully expected that.
Like CJ, I wrote down disco.
Why? No one wants that back.
I mean,
for real.
We threw my siblings and I. We threw my dad's 50th birthday party in a disco theme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like disco is fun.
Yeah.
Disco is fun to dance.
Yeah, for a 50th birthday party, absolutely. For everyday, life, debatable.
So is gangster rap still a thing, or has it completely died out?
Get your boy. What else is that? Do you have another one?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Okay.
Gangster rap.
Boy bands. I like a good boy band.
What?
They're still
boy
around.
bands are still around
What?
and thriving.
BTS is a boy band.
What's that? What's that?
I guess he's over here for me. I don't know where Zach is for you, Peter, but ladies and gentlemen,
He's to my
that's Zach right there.
Yeah, I wish they'd bring back some rock. Where's that?
Whatever happened to hip hop?
Whatever happened to R&B?
Well,
there are a little bit of R&B now.
R&B is on
type
Lifeline.
R&B.
Like R&B may not make it much longer.
Genuinely though, I would like some pure funk. That's
pure uncut.
Pure
funk,
uncut.
not
Like
funk
everything's got funkiness
Yes.
in it for sure. But I'm saying the just not funk / whatever, just funk. We'll find out what Fish thinks. Up next, Rob Fisher for his weekly soiree with us. That's next. Hour number 3 on the way. Stick around.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Lemon Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC-accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Lemon Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselemonbrace.com.
Dedicated our life to yours. Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
The landscape is so beautiful at Town Village Audubon Park. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Hi, I'm Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Five-Ash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Five-Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edminston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Seems like every other week you've got a meeting waiting there. Business must be booming, or could something else be moving in the air up there?
Who's this
that it's important.
Reba McEntire.
Reba. I knew it. I was going to say that. Welcome back in. Sports 56 Mornings with Peter and CJ. Got some text to get to on the First Bank text line real quick. You guys be a part of the show by texting in 67129. Last segment, we talked about music genres to bring back. Peter had a really good one. Peter said TV theme songs, especially theme songs that explain the TV show. Texter texted in and said cat dog. Yes, cat dog. One fine day with a wolf and a purr, a baby was born and caused a little stir. No little bunny, no three-eyed frog, but a feline canine little cat dog. Like that explained the whole show right there.
Mm-hmm.
Cat dog baby was born.
Now you know. You got it locked in. It's great. We just don't have that. It's we don't have that genre anymore.
And I went back to try and figure out what ATL's intro song was, and what Donald Glover or Childish Gambino, I don't know which name he's going by for the show. What he does is he uses various underground Atlanta stars and their songs for the opening. So it's not one set song that explains what is going on, but it is several underground artists and their songs to open the show. That is why I didn't realize that ATL had one, because they don't.
It doesn't, but that's okay. Good show regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I need some explanations. That's all I'm saying.
Tell me. 30 seconds. Knock it out.
Yeah, knock or a minute. I'm okay with a little more of a longer one, but that's fine. I recognize that maybe not. The guy that would know all about this is our good friend Rob Fisher, who joins us now. Of course, courtside reporter for the Grizzlies broadcast, which do not presently exist. Also pre-game and post-game, but of course with no games, there is no everything really the entire life is a pre-game show. So Fish is hosting that right now, getting set for whatever the next Grizzlies game is. So it's been a lengthy pre-game show, about 2 months now, but you're doing a great job with it, Fish.
If I'm not prepared for the next pre-game show, we got a problem.
There's a big issue there. Now you are a TV connoisseur, Fish.
That is true. Yes, especially network television. Yeah.
Exactly. So, CJ, the wheel of conversation that we like to spend from time to time came up. CJ's the topic that it came up with was, what music genre would you like to revive that is no longer with us? And my answer was TV theme songs. We don't have TV theme songs, and we don't have, especially the ones that explain, what's actually going on with the show. What's your favorite?
Like Silver Spoons, for example.
Silver Spoons.
Another one.
It's exactly
Facts of Life.
Another one.
Take the good, take the bad.
Brady Bunch. I mean, yeah.
Gilligan, absolutely.
Classic.
What's your favorite TV theme songs?
Oh, man. Silver Spoons is up there. Favorite TV theme song. Different Strokes.
Different Strokes.
Was a great one.
Now, though.
Good Times was an awesome one.
Yes. How could I forget Good Times?
Yeah, Good Times was great. I've been watching a lot of Liv and Maddie here recently. They got a great one. That's on the Disney.
You're going to have to hit me to that one.
Yeah, it's on the Disney, starring Dove Cameron. She's amazing. She plays both Liv and Maddie.
Oh, there's a Hannah Montana type situation.
Yeah, one of those deals.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a hit show on the Disney, and but boy, yeah, I've thought that in a long time. Theme songs for television shows need to come back for sure. Especially sitcoms.
A text hopped in on the text line. Cheers. Another great example of a TV theme song that lets you know and explains to you what is going on with the show.
I like to know exactly what's happening. Give me the update so that if I've never seen the show and I tune in and I check that intro out, I know exactly what the deal is. I know what I'm working with. I know what's going on.
I mean, even Seinfeld, there were no words. Or Will and Grace, there were no words, but you knew the tune. You hear the tune and you know what show is on. Yeah,
exactly right. Yeah,
Must come back. We need those back.
In these uncertain times, more than ever, we need those back.
Absolutely. People have been craving TV theme songs during this time.
I tell you what, maybe have you thought about maybe doing a theme song for Keegan Sports?
No, but yeah, we could do that. Whatever our sponsor would want us to do. Still don't have one. Still.
You got it.
Daddy's still employed. So, yeah, feel free to chime in with your theme song possibilities for Keegan Sports. Someone write a theme song. That's what I'm going to do. Write a theme song for Keegan Sports, perform it, send it to us, and if you win, I don't know. I'm unemployed. I can't pay you. Can't pay you, but maybe I'll find something from the garage that I could give you.
CJ wants to know at what stage, how far down the pecking order are you going to have to go before CJ gets involved in the interview process?
In the Keegan Sports?
That's what he said. He said he thinks that there'll be he's a C- celebrity is what he said.
C- Memphis-based celebrity.
Oh my. No, it's been kind of a rotation, with all the media outlets in town. With TV and Grind City Media and Grizzlies people and Sports 56. And so, I've been kind of rotating the guys, the newspaper people. So there's a rotation. So you know what? You can go up next. How about that? You're next on the Sports 56 list. Is that fine? Can we do that?
Listen, I'm not in any sort of rush, Rob. I know my place in the hierarchy of not only national celebrities, which I am not one, but Memphis-based celebrities as well. I know you got to hit the big names, the big wigs, the Mark Gasols, the Brevin Knights of the world, and then work your way down to the C.J. Hurts of the world. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with my status as a C- Memphis-based celebrity. I'm good.
I hate to be honest here, but I prefer to be honest with you guys on this program each week.
I would prefer to be honest
we appreciate it.
Yeah, but Grizz is coming up soon, hopefully.
Ooh.
Oh.
And you know what's sad about that, CJ, is Grizz don't even talk.
I mean, listen, If we walked out in these streets right now, if we just picked a random intersection to stand at right now, me and Grizz, and you said, who is that? Everybody would know Grizz if you pointed to Grizz. And who is this? They'd be like, I don't know. Some bum who's looking for some money. I don't know. Who are you?
But if they were blind and met both of you, one would be very furry and one wouldn't speak, and that would be the same person. So you might win that.
Sounds like a riddle. Like a brain teaser.
I don't know what happened.
Behind one door is a furry, speechless individual, and the other one is.
By the way, if you missed Keegan Sports yesterday, former NHL goalie Chris Mason was on the show. Former Predators goalie. He's a Predators analyst now. Used to play with the St. Louis Blues, and he was on Keegan Sports yesterday. Check it out on Twitter at The Fish Nation and on the IG and on the FB.
How am I supposed to compete with professional athletes? I'm not. I got nothing
hard.
for you.
It's not easy.
Hard.
It's not easy, but you're just gonna have to do it.
No, Peter.
You can do it.
Peter's in video games. I'm in my house. I got nothing for you people. I'm cool. You'll get to me around November, December sometime, and I'm fine with that.
I got some ideas for you, and we'll talk about it. Don't worry about it. We're
It'll be good. Just always have to be ready for question 3. Question 3 is always
that question 3. I mean, got me. Knocked me out. Knocked me on my backside. It was a question about how big my head is. Whether I could wear a hat or not. The rumor is, which is true. My wife literally, when she saw it, she laughed so hard she almost hurt herself. She was laughing.
Don't hurt yourself.
She scream laughed. She was like, ah, it was one of those things. So, yes, caught me off guard. You got to watch out. You got to watch out for that last one. It's
never know what's coming. Never know what's coming.
It's a real doozy. So now, I don't know. You're in the high level. I don't know if you're in the board of governors meetings, Fish. You're a high level guy in the NBA. So I don't know if you're involved in those meetings or not. But
no, they didn't send me an email.
They didn't.
So
you didn't get the Zoom link on that one.
Oh. No.
Okay. All right. Well,
no.
That's a shame.
I missed. Yeah, it was. I guess I'm not essential.
Well, you're not one of the governors. They got to be on the board of governors. And,
or a player. So
yeah, they had a separate. Apparently, they had a little separate meeting and stuff. So I don't know. Have the various broadcasters had a Zoom meeting to issue your collective statement?
Yeah, we had a nice little meeting yesterday. It was cool.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was nice. It was good just to kind of see everybody again.
Who was involved in this meeting?
It was the television crew, both on camera and off camera crew, and the good folks at Fox. So just kind of say hi and keep everybody updated. And I'm not giving away any secrets. The updates are pretty much everything that we're hearing. That this might happen, this could happen, this might happen, this might happen. Be prepared for this to happen. I mean, it's pretty much everything that you're hearing, even out of these meetings from the NBA yesterday. It's felt all along, and I think the good news all along has been that it's still that feeling of wanting to finish the season and then have a postseason as well that would be the same length of a postseason as you normally have, best of 7 series throughout. So, I mean, I think all along that's been the goal and that's been the target of the NBA, and at least it seems as though that's still the case. Now, that's all great, but then everything that surrounds it, is all questions. Obviously, I think we're assuming and pretty much know at this point there won't be fans in the stands, that it'll be a remote location, or I guess Adam Silver's new term is campus environment for the players. And, as far as broadcasts are concerned, we don't know. Will we be on site? I would imagine. I doubt it at this point. And again, that's just a guess. I don't know. I think they would just take as few people as they possibly could. And I think the broadcasters might have something where, you're set up in a studio here in Memphis and doing the call from a television screen, which isn't easy, but during these times you do what you do. And I think you're prepared to do whatever you have to do to get through this season. And that's kind of how I feel about it. And, at first, my thought of playing in front of fans was absurd and crazy, and I could never imagine it. But at this point, I think we adapt to everything, and we'd adapt to it because we're so starved to actually see live competition with athletes that are actually playing today. And so I think to see that, everybody would just kind of get used to it and deal with it. And, then the talks of moving the season back to December, I think would be great. It gives you a lot more time to hopefully, by that point, maybe we can have fans in the stands. At least it gives you more time for that possibility. And, and the experiment with starting on Christmas Day and going into the summer a little bit more and close to the fall. So, I think everything feels pretty positive about the NBA, that we're going to see games again. And, with them saying they want to make a decision in the next 2 to 4 weeks, it obviously means we're getting a little closer.
The interesting thing about the NBA situation is they're trying to restart a season back up, and the ramifications that happen for the next season. You don't want to wait so long to make a decision on this season that ends up affecting when the next season can be played or the quality of play in the 2020-2021 season. With that being said, I find it really interesting, and I always felt like the NBA should be played from December through the summer, from December to August, starting around Christmas Day and then pushing all the way through the rest of the summer. What say you, Rob Fisher, on that?
I don't know. I guess during these last couple of months, I've just grown accustomed to I'm cool with trying anything. Because it's something that never really had crossed my mind, just because, we're accustomed to it. We're accustomed to baseball goes from April to October. Football goes from September to January. Hockey and basketball go from November to June. I mean, that's what we're used to, and changing things just feels weird because you're changing a lot of different things, and you're changing days, and it just at first you feel awkward about it, but now it's like, yeah, sure, let's give it a shot. And I think the arguments that you heard for it months ago, even before this pandemic, the arguments you heard about it months ago make a lot of sense. Starting on Christmas Day, you have a big extravaganza, a big spectacular, a big kickoff. The NFL has their big Thursday night kickoff, and they have concerts, and they have a big party. And Major League Baseball's gotten to a point where they try to make opening day a big celebration. And, I think to do that in the NBA, that'd be a great kickoff. What a great, spectacular day to just kind of kick off the season. And you own Christmas Day. NBA's owned Christmas Day for some time now. And to own it with the first game of the season, I think would be great for the NBA. It'd be a great start. And with college football, having just a few games left, the NFL just having playoffs left and playing only on Sundays, the NBA would gain a lot of interest to start the season, which I think would be a lot bigger than what we've seen in the past. And then, you're competing only against baseball in the summer. So there's no, you're going to June already. There's no need to not go to July or August or, and maybe stop in September when football starts again, but there's no reason not to try it. So I think it'd be exciting to deal with. I didn't like the idea when I thought this season was going to end in May, and then you have to wait all the way until December to start again. But now that this season might not end until August, yeah, sure, let's start in December. Let's get it going.
I would like to see that. Honestly, I think the new norm. I think that would be better for just about everybody.
Yeah, and I think Peter, it would take just one season to find out, and say, hey, let's make that the norm going forward. And once you do it too, you almost have to make it the norm, because if you go back, and start in December,
you're
and all
have
of
to
a sudden
truncate the season and
the next season. Yeah,
something's going to have to be messed up.
It feels like if that's the way you're going to go, that's going to be the norm going forward. And I think
that
that's
makes
kind of
sense. Like
exciting for the NBA.
Yeah, you're avoiding most of football. I think a big chunk of folks don't really tune in to a major degree until Christmas or after for basketball in general, whether it's college. I mean, college gets a little, Thanksgiving, those tournaments and stuff get a little boost. But most of December in college basketball is just kind of like buy games and stuff like that while you're dealing with the exams and everything else. So
I think the other thing too on that, and I know this is the show in town that if you want hockey talk, you come here to this show right here.
Oh,
I mean, especially when CJ breaks it down.
Yeah.
But
it's one of the best in the business.
I think the NHL should look at it and say, great. That would be great for us because now you take basketball out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
They're still not going to compete with football, but they're such a niche that their fans love them probably more than football anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Nationally, maybe it helps a little because basketball's out of the way. Now you're only thing competing with football. So I think the NHL would be happy about that sort of move too.
I think so. I think it would clear the schedule. And from a competitive standpoint for the NBA, you're taking football not quite fully out of the equation, but quite a bit out of the equation, and then your playoffs come smack dab in the middle of summer when you're only competing against baseball and a few golf tournaments, tennis tournaments, that kind of thing. But a very very manageable situation where I think you'd even get more attention. I mean, the players might not like necessarily having the summer taken away from them and having their breaks moved to fall rather than summer, but. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's a sacrifice or a change that would be in their best interests overall because I think the money would be better long term. The ratings would be better. All that stuff would improve. It just occurred to me while we were talking about this, by the way, that the best TV theme song is Monday Night Football. That explains or Sunday Night Football now.
Sunday Night
all day
Football
for
is
Sunday
great.
night. I mean, it explains you got the matchup. We're singing about what's going on. I liked back in the day when Hank Jr. you'd record all the matchups and tonight it's the Redskins and the Cowboys, blah blah. All that. You throw that into the mix.
Who's all done the new Monday Night Football? Carrie Underwood, Faith Hill, Pink.
Right.
Who else?
For
Monday, not Trisha Yearwood, right?
What's for Monday night?
For Monday night, it's Florida Georgia, Jason Derulo, and then Hank Williams Jr.
Jason Derulo.
Oh, geez. Boy, things changed a little bit.
How's Pitbull not been involved in this? Pitbull, this seems like the kind of thing Pitbull would have been in the mix for sure.
How'd they go from Hank Williams to that? I love Florida Georgia Line. Don't get me wrong. I don't even listen to the Derulo kid, but my God.
I'm glad we went ahead and they sort of have soft pedaled this, but we've gotten rid of the Tessitore Booger booth officially, which I think is just that's a mercy killing at this point. I mean, God bless them. I like both those guys, but that did not work at all. Jason Witten, horrible. Had to go back to play football. Tessitore needs to be boxing and needs to be college, man. It just did not work in the NFL. And Booger, you had him in that big ass cart that everyone hated, and then they put him in the booth, and I mean, I
like Booger better in the cart.
Yeah, I like the Booger Mobile. But those fans in the front didn't like the Booger Mobile so much.
And I've always liked Booger. And just from what you thought of Witten, I mean, I thought it would be a really good team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was not.
But yeah, that didn't work.
No. So Peter, basically you're saying that ESPN needs to go get a quarterback.
They try. They're apparently trying. They're apparently trying to get Peyton in there for some ungodly amount of money, and Romo's making insane money as a result of this. Yeah, they're trying to go get a quarterback. They want to try to trade for Al Michaels. I think they tried to trade with NBC.
I was for it. I was waiting for the draft pick compensation,
let's
man.
Get some trades going, man. If we can't trade players, let's trade broadcasters. Let's spice this thing up a little bit. Give me
that would be fun.
Give me like what do we got? Like a Van Pelt for like a Michaels. I mean, what about straight? I think Van Pelt's got a lot of value. I mean, Michaels is a legend, but Van Pelt's doing
too much value. The way Van Pelt runs that late night Sports Center, like, come on, man, you can't just let that go.
I need some first round compensation being swapped out here. I don't care about the players. I need first round picks.
A sideline reporter to be named later.
Like
what about like a Stephen A? What about a Stephen A for like a Joe Buck situation?
As long as you take Shannon Sharp in return.
Buck and Sharp for Stephen A?
Oh, I think that might work. Throw in a second rounder.
ESPN would have to throw in like a sideline person. But yeah.
Okay. Well, this is fun. This is a little fantasy.
Way to give respect, CJ. Throw in one of those sideline persons.
Oh,
come on, man.
Rob. No disrespect was meant.
Convicted. Because there's a way to do it right and there's a way to do it wrong. And Fish does it right. You got to. There's a sideline reporting style that's not so.
I'm thinking of a developmental sideline reporter.
All I know is my crew has been willing to trade me on numerous occasions. We're on the road somewhere, and they're like, that sideline reporter is a lot better looking and looks like a lot more fun. We should make a trade. Yeah, okay, cool, thanks. Appreciate the value.
No, Fish does it right. There's a certain style, there's a certain way to do it with actual information and taking what you hear in the huddle and all that stuff and putting it in the broadcast. That's the way to do it. Then
fake it.
Well, and then nobody does it better than you.
Thank you.
I'll never forget that one, the Sacramento sideline report with the what was the deal that you did there? I'm trying to remember you got distracted or something.
It was, and I'm sorry, I know you're running out of time, but I'll try and tell the story quickly. And thank God this was before Twitter or anything. It was my first year, and we were in Sacramento, and luckily it was like the same night of like a national championship game or something. It was both teams, Sacramento and the Grizzlies, both sucked, and there was a huge national game on that night that everybody was going to watch. And this was before League Pass had both options on the broadcast. So the only broadcast nationally, if you had the League Pass, was the Sacramento broadcast. And I say that because Mr. Heisley used to watch every broadcast, and he's in Chicago, so he had to watch the Sacramento broadcast. Thank God. So the whole plane ride to Sacramento, for some reason, we have this conversation about cougars. And we're
that's what it was, the cougar. That's right.
And then we're talking about the lineage of cats, like pumas, and they're like 40 to 50 because they're too fast for you. They're sleek, and then a leopard.
Back when you had Joe Exotic on the broadcast.
Right? Yeah.
Carol Baskins.
Carol Baskin was involved, certainly.
That's right. And the leopard was if you're over 50 because you can't change your spots. I mean, there was a whole lineage. We had this.
Okay.
We had this whole long conversation about it. We get to Sacramento. We're joking about it, laughing about it, whatever. So it's time for my first hit, and it's the first time out of the game. And Pete and Sean Toohey was doing the game, and they're just talking. And Pete they showed somebody in the crowd that was all dressed up and fashionable, and they're like, "Oh, there's someone in fashion," or "Those people are not in fashion. Here's someone who's always in fashion, always in rhythm, Rob Fisher." And they come to me, and I'm looking up in the crowd, pointing with my microphone, going, "Cougar, cheetah, puma."
Yes!
And I look at the camera, and the light's red, and I freeze, and then it quickly goes off, and it turns out my IFB, my little hearing device, went out, and when the producer said that there were 10 seconds left, and when he was yelling at me to speak, I couldn't hear him.
You couldn't hear him, so yeah.
So, and then it turned out what was crazy was this was during the writer's strike in Hollywood and in television. So there were only two shows that were on television at the time. It was Letterman and Conan. They were the first two and the only two to come back. And we had executive from the team call our producer and say, "We need to send that to Letterman." And our producer said, "Hell no. Nobody." And his exact quote was, "Nobody saw it. So let's just move on from it." And, yeah.
Does that video exist anywhere?
Did we destroy it?
I'll send it to you at the break.
I can't wait. Oh, very exciting.
And you can check it out. And then you have to watch it a couple of times because the first time you have to just watch it for what it is and you'll laugh. The second time you have to look in the background. Sean Toohey and Pete Pranica are just waving their arms, trying to get the cameraman's attention, going insane. And then after I do the cougar, cheetah, and I look back at the camera with this smile and then panic, and then Pranica takes it back, and Pete takes it back and just says, apparently we're having trouble with Fish's mic. It's like, no, what's the mic?
Yeah, the mic was fine.
The mic was fine. Yeah.
Send it to me. Can I share this with everybody, or does it just a personal? You just sharing it with me? I'm
just going to share it with you. I don't think we can share it.
All right. So we're not going to. All right. Okay.
Maybe if this thing goes on a little longer, maybe. I've thought about it because
you let me know.
I've thought about it because on Thursdays, little throwback Thursday, maybe I'll throw it out there sometime. But as of now, I have not thrown it out there.
Okay. Well, you got to send it to me. It's been a while. I remember seeing it back in the day, but I have not seen it in a long time. So I'm excited about checking it out. He is Rob Fisher.
To this day, when we go to Sacramento, the whole crew there says, "Cougar guy, what's going on?"
He is the Cougar King himself. He's not the Tiger King, but he's close. He's the Cougar King. Rob Fisher. Thank you very much, Fish. We'll talk to you next week. Enjoy yourself, buddy. I can't wait to get that text. There he is. He just dropped off. He said that's enough of all of that. Up next, I'm going to try to convince him that we can share that with everybody, but maybe we can't. We'll have to figure that out. More of those theme songs and a whole lot more still to come here. Sports 56 Mornings, Peter and CJ with you. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Though we're apart these days, we're sharing more. And Geico would just like to say thanks. Thanks for sharing your dance moves. Thanks for sharing your DIY haircut fails. Now it's Geico's turn to share too with a Geico Give Back. A 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies for current and new customers. And because Geico's committed for the long haul, the 15% credit lasts your full policy term. Visit geico.com/giveback for info and eligibility.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Have you dreamed of owning a car that starts every time when you turn the key? A used car that looks good and doesn't break down when you go somewhere? Call 901-380-5800. Victory Auto Sales now. Do you want a car that doesn't come with a set of jumper cables in the front seat? Do you want a car that gets good gas mileage and really is reliable transportation? Call 901-380-5800. Victory Auto Sales now, or check out the website at victoryauto.org. Call or visit Victory Auto Sales at 4885 Elmore, just off Covington Pike now, for a car you can afford and financing that doesn't take your whole paycheck. When you call Victory Auto Sales at 380-5800, you can throw away the jumper cables. When you buy a car from Victory Auto Sales, the tow truck driver will no longer be your best friend. Call Victory Auto Sales now, 901-380-5800, for a car that really is reliable transportation. Call 901-380-5800 now. That's Victory Auto Sales. VictoryAuto.org.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edminston and CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Jolene, Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
There you go.
This Dolly.
There you go.
They say Dolly wrote this and I Will Always Love You the same day.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Dolly
One trip
a
to the
bad
bathroom.
woman.
That's all it took.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Oh, okay. That's what's up. We got some text to get to, Peter.
Well, then, you know what? I'm going to say we should do that.
People are really, and some tweets, people are really in on this conversation about music genres to bring back, specifically the TV theme song that explains what's going on in the show. Somebody on Twitter, Rocky Top 67, because Rocky Top 69 was probably taken, says Saved by the Bell. Another texter.
We talked about Saved by the Bell.
We have. We also, texter says Gilligan's Island. That was something that you brought up. Nobody mentioned this one. This texter yelling at me, screaming it from the mountaintops. The Jeffersons.
The Jeffersons.
Caps. That is another good one. I mentioned bringing back crunk, and I mentioned some of the crunk songs that I enjoyed. Dr. Chuck Jones on the Twitter hit me up and said, hey, wait, no 3-6? Who the crunk is in this mother? My fault. How can I forget 3-6? That is a great crunk song, especially because they just, the whole hook is, hey, people on the left, are you the crunkest? Yeah, let's get it. Oh, it's great.
I feel like, I felt like I was going to say 3-6, but I felt like they sort of transcended the crunk. I mean, they had some crunk.
They had crunk songs in that
crunk
era.
songs,
Yes.
but they were not a crunk specific group. They had elements of crunk, which is the name of my new album, Elements of Crunk.
Oh, okay.
but they had elements of crunk, but not full on. You know, that was not there. They were more than crunk. You know, said that Memphis. They said that Memphis style. You know,
It was a Memphis style crunk, like barbecue. There's certainly a Memphis style.
Slow smoke.
Yes.
Hi hat. You got to have hi hat for Memphis crunk.
Oh yeah.
That's the hi hat is the key. See, there it is. Listen.
There it is, right there.
You got it. That little hi hat is that's your Memphis. Yeah. Who the crunkest?
That's it.
Crunkest in this mother nature. So, yeah. 3-6 has got some great beats. The instrumentals. I mean,
very.
Frankly, all due respect. Lyrically, you know, little uneven, I would say. But the beats, boom. I mean, unbelievable.
Yes. Very much so. I like the lyrics.
I don't mean that.
I don't need to be thinking. I don't need you to have. I don't need to hear deep lyrics all the time.
Right.
For what they are.
And don't worry, you won't.
I'm here for it.
You will not. Don't worry about that.
I am here for some of those 3-6 lyrics.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I mean, if I want to go and Tribe Called Quest,
yeah,
I want some,
certainly,
like I can do
certainly
that.
they have a place in society. Yes,
but there's sometimes I just want to be, I want to just get into something. I can't even say some.
No,
you
can't say any of them.
I was cycling through. I'm like, I want to. Nope, can't say that. I was like, no, can't say that one. No, nope. Nope.
No,
can't finish that one.
Like, I'm angry when I cut the grass. I'm angry when I wash dishes. I'm not pleased doing chores around the house. Give me some of that 3-6. Give me some of those lyrics so I can just scream at this
I'm not trying to be mellow right now.
No,
I'm not
so I
trying
can
to be
scream
mellow.
at this plate.
No. Although they have a couple of mellow songs, if you want to, just a few. They The Summer back in the day. That was a mellow track.
Okay.
It was the equivalent of. It was the 3-6 equivalent of summertime. They had that. So if you want to get down like that, you can definitely do that. Keep those theme songs coming in because I think maybe we can start a groundswell here. Maybe we can start. I'd like to see that for all for example, if Fish is such a big believer in TV theme songs, and we know that he is.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we, instead of that, sort of generic Fox like dun 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 na 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 na, that song for all the various Fox regional broadcasts, why not have a Grizzly, tonight the Grizzlies taking on the Kings. Look out now, there's gonna win some rings. It's, hey, Ja, Jaren, and JV2. They're dunking a basketball all on you. Let's play. That kind of thing. How about that?
What? Yeah, we could customize it to
each
the
one,
certain
each matchup,
game
absolutely.
region as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Memphis will absolutely not be whatever doo-wop style that was coming from you.
I think doo-wop works well. Doo-wop works well to set your rhythm. It works well to just kind of get your point across for the theme song.
Get 3-6 on the intro. Let's make that happen.
Oh yeah.
Let's get that hi-hat. Let's make it work.
I think we could. If you could keep DJ Paul and Juicy J on retainer and just kind of have them in the studio, just keep record.
So I was at the Grit. Seems like forever ago. I was at one of the early games, went as a fan, and had a decent seat. And 3-6 had to be open tonight because 3-6 was there. And so they get everybody excited. Gangsta Boo, Crunchy Black, DJ Paul, they're all running. Project Pat, I do believe, was there also. They're running around, getting everybody up and going. And they go to the back. And all of a sudden, maybe about midway through the first quarter, there's a loud smell wafting through the seats. And I'm like, my gosh, who has the nerve to be, smoking, during the game? In the seats. And then realize that the performers' dressing room was right behind us, and that was good. It was like, oh my man, might catch a contact sitting here, and they're way back in the back. That is strong.
Listen, you got to get ready. You got to get ready for the show, and then you got to kind of relax after the show. That's part of performing.
Oh, definitely was super hungry for some reason.
who could have imagined
I don't know. I didn't know they smoked.
Would be. I had no idea. The PGA Tour, CJ, is set to resume next month if everything continues to go the way that it's supposed to be. They'll start in Texas. The World Golf Championships FedEx Agent Invitational is still planned kind of a month pushed back a little bit, but it's on the revised schedule. But the PGA Tour is dealing with their safety protocols, and they have I think a delightfully named health and safety plan. That's what they call it. I think it's a great name for it.
HSP.
The HSP says that they have to fill out health questionnaires, all the players, caddies, tournament officials, everyone that's going to be involved. They will have to take nasal swab and saliva tests upon arrival at a designated hotel. They will have daily questionnaires, daily screenings. Then they will have to kind of wait for their results. They'll be allowed to practice and play on site while waiting for the results. But obviously, if anyone's positive, they're not going to be able to play. They will look for thermal tests exceeding 100.4 degrees. The NBA's mark is 99.1. So I'm not, I don't really know. And fever is not even a presenting symptom in a lot of these cases. So I'm not even really sure what the deal is with the fever. Just in general, it's a good idea just in general, CJ. If you got a fever that's, into the hundreds and stuff, then you probably got something. I'm not sure if you got, COVID-19, but you probably got a little something, and you probably need to just kind of be at home no matter what. Mm-hmm. So, I'm fine with, temperature checks in general. It gets a little dicey when you get down to the 99 area because I do think most people's natural body temperature there was a study about a year ago, I guess, people's resting body temperature has gone down. It used to be 98.6, and now I think the average is like 97.5 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So that is a little higher than you might think, but I don't know if we need to necessarily stop people. I'm not sure how much good that's going to do. The tour is also going to allow caddies to handle flag sticks and bunker rakes, but they have to wipe them down afterwards. I don't know if the caddies have to wipe it down or they're going to have somebody come out and wipe it down for them. They're asking caddies to socially distance from those in the group as much as possible and asking players to pull and return golf clubs to their bags. So the players should limit the interaction with their caddy during the round. So they have some situations here. Families cannot come to the course. Players will have limited support personnel available. And so basically they're only going to have one or two hotels in each city. They're going to get a plane and apparently fly people from. So they're trying to kind of create their own little mini bubble in here.
What's going to happen when somebody tests positive? Like that is the question that I have.
That's the question, yeah.
With all of the sports leagues around the world. If you look at the German soccer league, if you look at UFC, they are treating it like it's just an injury, and they're keeping on pushing through. Is that the way to go? I don't know. We won't know for sure for another, now 12, 11 days. If you think about UFC, for another maybe week or a half week, when you think about the German league, who had 10 players or 10 personnel on one team test positive, we won't know. And that's a really the bigger issue as it pertains to this particular topic. When we talk about the coronavirus, we don't know because of the lag time in symptomatic rates, because of how the coronavirus operates. We don't know if it is what we're doing today is successful or not for another 14 days, because that's how long it takes to reveal itself in the body, in the system. So that is the question I have. When somebody tests positive, what is going to be the case, and is there a number of positive tests that would lead you to shutting back down again? Those are the two big things for me.
You got, limiting interactions and stuff and all that is fine, and everything else is cool. But yeah, I mean, you have to have that plan for when things go wrong. It's a weird deal, and it's even weird. Like, some of the other precautions, like for example, in Germany, this is the case, and it'll be the case for the Premier League when they come back. Players actually are required to show up for practice in their uniform or in their practice gear, practice, and then get in their car and go back home and wash it themselves. There's no team facility to wash anymore. They really basically have closed off all locker rooms. And so I'm sure that'll be the case for golfers as well, where you just show up, you do your thing, you go back home or the hotel room and you clean yourself up. But like, it's going to require a lot more of that, a lot more individualized stuff. I don't know what that means for locker rooms. I mean, it's kind of a weird concept. I mean, the idea, one of the most like iconic things in sports is the team huddle, everyone huddling together. But that is, weirdly one of the most dangerous things you could do in terms of a virus spread. How do you have that? How do you get that message across when you've closed off the locker room? How do you get those messages? So stuff like this, golf's got its own challenges, all these other sports have. There's just all these weird little things that you don't really think about until you start actually going through the planning process of getting teams back together. And you think, well, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. It's a bigger challenge. The South Korean women's golf tour starts tomorrow. The KLPGA is being played without fans on the course, but they are getting after it. So there you go. It's happening.
Good luck.
Good luck to them. Absolutely. We will we'll have more. We'll get to your text at 67129. More on the reopening process and more on a unique plan that Mark Cuban came up with. All of that when we return. Sports 56 Mornings, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
The word is out about R&R on Sports, where you've heard interviews from
Ken Griffith Jr., Dr. J, Hank Aaron, and many, many more.
Right here, R&R on Sports, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m., Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Don't miss it.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We have all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, there are aerial pictures that are taken every 4 years that can be used to measure a building, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof or even if you need one by using pictures that might be 4 years old. If you would rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, please give me a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best customer service we know how to provide. 5 Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. 5 Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5 Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
And now a game of commercial chicken brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
Oh, hi. Okay, guess we should talk about something. Kind of tough to be put on the spot. Not sure what to say. But I know what I'm definitely not talking about. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edminston and C.J. Hertz. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and C.J.
Hertz, even when they weren't in style. I remember singing with Roy Rogers at the movies when the West was really wild.
This is old
I was listening to the Opry.
Loretta Lynn.
No.
The Judds?
No.
Mandrells? Allows Country for Country's Cool.
Yeah.
This is
Dolly Parton.
Tammy Wynette? No, no, it's I forget who it's. You got something. I can't.
It's Barbara.
Barbara Mandrell?
No, Streisand. Barbara Mandrell.
Barbara Mandrell. That sounds like a Mandrell. Now, here's an idea that Mark Cuban had. Mark Cuban wants to. He said that this is an email that he had with the Dallas Morning News. He, as discussing the G League professional option things that we've talked about for players who are not draft eligible coming out of high school. He says the only thing Division I schools to secede from the NCAA and privately put together a governing board that, quote, removes all the hypocrisy. The schools would partner to create a system that respects the goals of athletes of all sports and works to strengthen their education. So essentially, Mark Cuban is asking for, or advocating at least, a secession. You know, let's get these schools out of the NCAA and reform a new governing body that is built under the new framework of life where we are right now. And I don't mean necessarily the coronavirus. I mean just, in terms of athlete compensation and where public opinion is on that. What say you, CJ?
It's moving that way. Each passing year gets closer and closer to the bigger institutions, the Ohio States and Alabamas of the world, the USCs and the Texases of the world, getting so much money and having so much power and say in what is happening to where they are going to step away and govern themselves. Now, can everybody do it? Can a Temple do it? I don't know. I don't think Louisiana Lafayette can do it, and the NCAA still holds some weight with those type institutions. And this is why this potential split for me is why if you're Memphis, you really want to get in with the larger programs in the Power Five, or anybody for that matter wants to get in to one of the Power Five, because when this split comes, they're going to take so much revenue with them that is going to leave you with so very little. It's going to make running the athletic department really, really tough for you.
I don't think this is a realistic option, in terms of I don't think there's any chance that actually happens, any kind of a secession. But I do think that I've always said the NCAA and the framework that college sports is built on was built decades and decades, generations ago. And it is the equivalent of an old house. And, sometimes you can take an old house and you can, change it up a little bit, and you can freshen it up, and you can give it a revamp, and you can make it perfectly usable. Sometimes the old mansion is just rickety and falling apart, and the pipes don't work, and everything is outdated, so you can't get hot water. You can't take a normal bath. You can't take That's what the NCAA has turned into. And they've tried to make modifications, and they've tried to add a little hot water heater here, and they've tried to add a little wing onto the house there, and it all just looks rickety, and it's falling apart. They need to knock the whole thing down and start over. So in that sense, I'm totally in agreement with Mark Cuban that you would, if you could, you would just start all the way over and say, look, here's the reality of where we are. This is where we want. The revenue situation is this. We have TV. We have big multinational deals. We have all this stuff. How do we make this work? And then build the framework from there. And I think you make a much better system. And I think you could save college sports as we tend to want to. But right now we're just kind of sliding inevitably towards a very bad situation. So I don't know that it's going to happen, but I certainly agree with it as a whole solution. We got to get out of here, of course. Coming up next, it is Middays. Everybody, please stay safe, take good care of each other, and we'll talk to you in the morning.